Okay, welcome back, everybody. This is the Virlinia 3 campaign, Dungeons and Donuts. We are excited. This is session number 7. And last time, our team of heroes identified and defeated the 3 mysterious Strigoi demons and their cake pops from the village of Cremini. Chef Whamsy's recruits have begun to form a formidable crew and have begun to reap formidable rewards in the form of gold and items from Cremini's mayor, Menzana Malamesu, as well as from Chef Whamsy himself. So, after our party returned home to the city of Paranch, Whimsy explained how he was continuing research for his cookbook and was recently tipped off by his wizard colleague named Cassava Cherryfellow, who owns a manor in the town of Wereborough. Through a sending stone, Professor Cherryfellow has informed Whamsy that there are rumors of an unknown species that has characteristics of a wolf and characteristics of a displacer beast. Should Whamsy get his hands on one of these displacer wolves, he is curious whether the beast's meat could be braised to a delicious savory preparation, or maybe he could use the wolf's glands to create potions for our party. And yet, Whamsy also admits to the group that in his heart of hearts, he isn't sure whether it is okay to kill rare and unusual beasts simply to delight the culinary world or his own fancy. And so our team has set off for the town of Wereborough. Accompanying them are 2 sheep and 2 large bales of hay. The hay should feed the sheep, and the sheep should feed these wolves or whatever creatures might be lurking in Wereborough. At least that's what Whamsy's thinking. But getting to Wereborough would not be so easy because as our team nears the junction of the central road west past the city of Hazelward, they come across a bridge over Hazelward River that has been unfortunately destroyed. And this would mean the party, along with its cart, 2 donkeys, and cargo of hay and sheep, would not be able to cross the bridge. Fortunately, there seems to be a thin log spanning the river, and there are several logs visible on the ground on the other side of the river, which could be used to repair the bridge, as well as numerous planks from the original wooden bridge visibly floating in the river itself. And so, our magic users in the group began to cast Mage Hand to help move and then secure the planks to rebuild the bridge, while our Warforged fighter Simone nimbly stepped across the log bridge across Hazelward River to deal with the logs on the other side. And that is when sounds of off-kilter panpipe melodies from a group of goblins began. Some of the goblins were leading an enormous human-sized hamster via heavy chains. The hamster was carrying several crates of cargo strapped to its back, and all of the goblins were wearing clothes and jewelry that clearly did not belong to them. Earrings, high heels, dresses, stuff like this. So when Simone crossed the bridge, the goblins paused and didn't raise their weapons as they awaited some sort of decision from their hobgoblin leader. So our heroes on the southern side of the river were beginning to negotiate for safe passage, and for a while it seemed to be going okay, as the goblins and their leader wanted to cross the river and head south, and our party wanted to cross the river and head north. But at an impasse, the hobgoblin commanded his minions to begin to circle Simone, after which the hobgoblin mumbled in common to our heroes on the southern bank of the river, "Insurance." And that's where we will pick up. I'm going to pause, because I don't know if you want to start a battle, but you can see at this moment the goblins are starting to circle Simone, and their weapons are now raised. The leader is looking in your direction to see what you're going to do before he calls for a charge, because you can see he is poised, but he hasn't called the word yet to start attacking.
Would we have heard the goblin go, "Insurance"?
Yes, he said it in common. The hobgoblin, he's got funny sort of long hair with a strap around, kind of like a man bun. He's using a lockbox that looks like it was not his. He's using it as a shield, and he's also carrying a scimitar. I'm sorry, a long sword in his arm. And he's the one who said, "Insurance."
Hearing the word "insurance" and putting 2 and 2 together, because that just told them to calm down. And now they're doing this. So I'm going to, if I can, I'm going to Eldritch Blast the Hobgoblin's sword. I don't want to hit the Hobgoblin. I just want to knock the sword out of his hand. And when I do that, be like, no, mate. No insurance. Trust.
So when you say that, go ahead and make an attack roll.
That's 14. Just like finger guns.
Yeah.
Just that finally is slowly. He doesn't understand what's happening, but he knows like if I do this or something, I can make an energy blast, and so he just aims at the Hobgoblin sword to knock it out of his hand.
It works. The magic pings against the metal of the sword, and he drops it momentarily as he bends down to reach and pick up his sword, shouts at his minions. Grok says, "Charge!"
Bloody hell.
Could everybody make a initiative roll, please? I'm gonna do the same.
Whoa.
Aramis is at 21.
It's a 21. I don't know why it didn't appear in the chat. It rolled the die in D&D Beyond, but it's not transferred here on roll 20.
Alright, Stu, you and one of the goblins both got a 10. So should we look at dexterity?
I only have a +1.
This guy has a +2, so he would go before you. The goblin has a +2. Okay. The goblin wearing a sparkly tiara and holding a chain that is connected to the hamster drops the chain and backs up 10 feet to move slightly behind the hamster, and then shoots an arrow directly aimed at Simone. It's going to be a 10 to hit, so that arrow is going to swing by Simone. Simone is already short. Simone's going to duck, and the arrow is going to go whiz by Simone. And the goblin with the tiara is going to take 10 more feet of movement and stand directly behind the giant hamster as it shouts at you, "Kill! Kill!" Aramis, you're next to act.
Very rude. I'm gonna cast again this group. I'm gonna cast. I don't know if it appears on the map, but I'm gonna cast Web. So it is 20 foot cube. Does it appear or I have to draw? In other words, I wanna basically cast it next to Simone, but of course without involving Simone.
Next to Simone without hitting Simone. Okay.
To see if we can. So let me see. It has to be a cube 10. So it's only 4 squares. It's a 20.
Correct. It'd be
4. Okay, 4 squares. So yeah, if I can get, I should be able to get. Can I draw it?
Yeah.
Can it be this? Oh, I don't know what.
Yes, it could. That would be a 20 foot square.
Yeah. And they have to roll dexterity 13 or be. I think it's restrained. Let me double check. You conjure a sticky web. It's a difficult terrain. Okay. The area is considered lightly obscured.
Okay, so you're not gonna like this area. I got a 16, a 22, a 21, and a 17.
Fantastic. None of them go straight.
So what happens?
Okay, at least they have. Well, it falls flat, and I guess they just avoid the strings of the web.
Okay, but the terrain,
which is flammable.
The terrain is difficult now, where they're standing. Okay, yeah, I see Stu is nodding his head.
It's a difficult terrain.
Okay, so they need to get out of that somehow.
Yeah. Okay. Well, and that's it. And they're actually going to take a couple of steps back just to avoid being annoyed by people.
Away from the river. Okay.
What's that?
Okay. Next to act is this goblin wearing 2 earrings shaped like gaudy green zucchinis. It's standing 5 feet away from Simone. It's going to slash at Simone with a scimitar. That is going to be a 17 to hit. Simone, 17? Is your AC like wickedly high?
I think his AC is a 20.
I think his AC is a 20. Her AC. Sorry, her AC is a 20. Oh my goodness.
No, my AC is 19 now because
19.
I changed my fighting style.
Okay, let's correct that. 19. So a 17 misses. It's going to take 5 steps of movement and stand behind Simone. So it looks like Simone is being used as a shield.
It's only half cover because I'm like
you're short,
3
that's
foot
right.
five.
And it too is going to shout down at you. Actually, it's around the same height as you, to be honest, Simone. It's going to shout in your direction. Kill! And that's the end of its turn. Next to act is another goblin currently standing 15 feet away from Simone. It's wearing very gaudy red lipstick around its lips. It's 15 feet away from you. It's going to fire an arrow at you. That's going to be a 7 to hit, so that's going to miss. And he's going to take 15 feet of movement and move backwards away from Simone and stare at you, Simone, and shout, "Kill!" And when he does this, he also makes a movement with his other arm, like he's slicing your neck. These goblins mean business. Next to act, also standing 5 feet away from you, diagonally, is a goblin wearing this super long pink dress that doesn't quite fit. It doesn't match the other things that he's wearing that's clearly not his. He's going to also slash at you with his scimitar. And that's going to connect. That's a 22 to hit. That will do 5 points of slashing damage on Simone.
Is that the one in the web?
Yes. Oh, is he?
They have to roll when they start their turn.
At the beginning of their turn. Okay, is it like a dex save or something like that?
13.
Okay, so let me roll that first. Since I rolled this as an attack, I'm gonna roll a different d20 to see if he can get out of the terrain first. So that's a 7 total.
It's restrained.
He can't move. That's terrible. That's
You
terrible.
can still attack.
That's bad for you.
He can still
You
attack.
can still attack, but it will be at a disadvantage.
Disadvantage. Okay, so the first attack was first roll was a 22. I'm gonna roll it again because it's just rolling a disadvantage. And whatever is lower, I'll take. Second roll is a 13. So that scimitar is going to miss Simone, and he's about the same height as Simone. He's currently like there's all this web kind of surrounding the ground by his feet, and he's going to shout "Murder!" Dripping hot goblin saliva on Simone's poor little head. Not gonna move. That's the end of his turn. Next to act is Edric, our hero on the southern bank of this Hazelwood River at the moment.
Well, first I'm going to move. It's 35 feet across. Hold up, I'm trying to see if it's here. Let me make sure that everyone can see this. Is this where the water starts, like right here?
Yeah, that's like shoreline to shoreline.
So it would be like shoreline to shoreline? Okay. I am going to, let's see how far it is to get to that shoreline. Right here?
Mm-hmm.
Is that, would I be within? Alright, perfect. I'm going to move right there.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go right there.
Okay.
And then that's the movement that I want to do. And then I'm going to... Who should I target? I think that's 40 feet to that. Let's see what goblin number that is. Is the goblin that just did the movement, just had the turn before me, he's restrained, right?
By the way.
Well,
he's not restrained, but it's difficult terrain around him. I think they all made their check.
Well, he just failed at the beginning of his turn, so he is restrained.
Oh, he has to do it a second time, so that means he's restrained.
Yeah, at the beginning of his turn, he had to do it.
Thank you. Okay.
Okay.
Write that down.
Then I am going to, and luckily, he's only 40 feet away. So,
Yes.
ooh, wait a second, before I do that, to my movement, I'm going to first cast, let's see how far Hex has movement of, 90 feet, perfect. So I'm going to cast Hex, which I think has, yeah, it's just I place a curse on them, and then, like, whatever attack roll I make against, like, if the attack hits, it does the extra 1d6 damage. So I'm going to cast Hex.
Okay.
It doesn't require a d20. And then I'm going to make an attack roll, which Hex is a bonus action if I remember correctly.
So
yes,
there's no
one bonus
save
action, so I use my bonus.
against the hex?
No save. Yeah, not to my knowledge. It says,
rude.
you place a curse on a creature that you can see within range. Until the spell ends, you deal an extra 1d6 necrotic damage.
Oh
Whenever you
no.
hit it with an attack roll.
Okay.
Oh, and I choose an ability. What would be a good one? I'm going to Hex Dexterity, so that way this guy, if I don't kill him, he just keeps failing the save. So, he now has disadvantage on ability checks made with Dexterity.
Okay, that's terrible for the goblin in a dress. Okay.
Oh, yes. I'm now going to roll my d20 and see. It's just, yeah. It's been a while since I played. Forgive me. I do a +5 to my Eldritch Blast to make it hit. And then it's a +5 to hit, and then after that it's just 1d10. So, okay. Does a 9 hit?
A 9 does not hit.
Yeah, I figured. But he at least has disadvantage on dexterity, so I got that going for me.
Yeah, he's got a hex,
And-
he's restrained.
Actually, if he...
Wait that.
Which one did you
I
target again?
targeted the 15 turn order goblin.
Is the attack at disadvantage because he's restrained?
That one?
Yeah.
So
Cody
he attacks
nodded.
at disadvantage, and the creature's disadvantage. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage.
So I can-
Yes.
Oh, have
Okay,
advantage if
I'll
they're
roll
restrained.
again and see.
Oh!
It's both ways.
Okay, I'll roll
But
again
also,
and see if that's okay. But also,
The creature has disadvantage on dex saves already because they are restrained.
okay. Well,
Okay. Okay.
I already chose it, so might
It's
as
okay.
well.
It's okay.
Can I just roll again then?
Yeah. So you'll take this attack roll at advantage. The spell attack.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. That's a 15, which means that does a 20 hit?
Yeah, 20 hits. Tell us where you're aiming, how much damage.
I aim. Okay, he's wearing a dress?
Yes.
She.
They're,
Okay.
It's wearing a
I'm not
dress. You
gonna
don't know the
destroy-
goblin's gender. Yes, they're wearing a dress.
Okay. I'm gonna target the head so that way it doesn't hit the lovely dress.
Okay.
'Cause who knows? I'm playing dress up at this point. So let's see. That's my D. Yeah, that's my D10.
You can't wear that dress, Goblin.
Um,
I'm wearing the dress.
I'll be like, I want the dress. Oh yes. So my D10 and D6. So I do 9 points of force damage and then 4 points of necrotic damage.
Okay.
for
Edric,
a
tell us how
total
you
of
tell it.
13 damage total.
Edric, tell us how you kill this goblin wearing a dress.
How do I kill it? I guess I just I just like I feel real upset that Simone's all over there and just all over the like everyone's around her. So I just like put out my hand like this, and force energy crackles from it, and I hit the goblin directly in the head, and it doesn't look too good. It looks bad.
Okay. Yeah, it is dead. All the other goblins around it are reacting with a gasp, and you can tell they're looking even more intent on murdering Simone and the rest of the party. Right. You have a bonus action?
That's my turn.
Oh, that's your turn. Okay.
I used that for hex.
Oh, that's right. Hex was that. So after Simone, Next in the turn order is the goblin on the far right-hand side of the screen, the one that has the pan pipes. They're gonna drop the pan pipes and get their arrow ready. And Simone happens to be 55 feet away. It's gonna shoot an arrow at Simone. 20. That is a 14. Is that gonna miss Simone? Why are you so hard to hit?
The fighter dip strikes again.
Just
Fighter is like bacon for all the D&D players.
Yeah, the arrow just plinks against the hard structure of your body. It falls to the ground. He's gonna curse at you, murder! And he's gonna take a little bit of movement. Oh, where did he go? He's just gonna move backwards about 10-15 feet. And that's the end of his turn. Okay, so now it's Stu Pot's turn to act. Stu, what would you like to do?
I have... My strength is 17. And I have 30 feet of movement. And so... If I run up here... My long jump is 17. I can jump 17 feet if I run 10 feet. So would that put me
On the rocks.
basically back on land?
Yep, you'll land on the rocks.
And that's my 30 feet of movement. And so as I'm in the air jumping, I'm going to let out like this guttural scream and just go into rage.
Okay. What does that scream sound like, Stu?
It doesn't. I don't scream yet. I got my stuff out of order. I'm going to mid-air look at this one behind Simone and just yell at it like, "You would look better fried." And I'm going to cast Firebolt.
Okay.
Does a 7 hit?
7's gonna miss.
And when I land, I'll just be angry that I missed and just like, "Grrr!" And then I'll go into my rage.
All right. When you miss, it's gonna put one hand on each of its zucchini earrings and stick out its tongue at you.
Rude. And that's my turn.
Simone, it is now your turn to act. Simone, you're surrounded on two sides, but Stu is coming to your aid, Edric's coming to your aid, and there's a big web on the ground to your left. So what would you like to do? Oh, actually, there's only one guy next to you because the other one is now dead.
Yeah. Yes. How is this guy in front of me look? Is he trembling, bloody?
He's not trembling, he's not bloody, he's at full health, to your knowledge.
Okay. I am going to risk an off attack.
Oh!
And actually,
Are you provoking
Yeah,
a
go for
reactionary attack? What's it called?
so I can opportunity attack.
Opportunity attack. Okay, let's do that first. Oh, a 22!
Now it hits.
As you run away, it's gonna slam its long sword, its scimitar into your back for 5 points of slashing damage. Ouch! It's gonna leave a scar.
Or a dent. And I'm gonna poke at this guy here because I want to attack him because I will have advantage. Oh shoot! I forgot. I have a. Yeah, no, I have 5 feet of range.
Oh,
So
you're not
no,
gonna be able to hit it unless you want to
I'm
walk into the web. By all means.
I'm good. I'm good.
I mean, it's fun. You walk on a log. Why not a web?
So, does a 20 hit?
What weapon are you using?
Oh, I shot a fireball to him instead.
Oh, yeah, a 20's gonna hit. So you're gonna aim at the one wearing these high heels decorated in tassels that are in the shape of carrots. Like whoever bought these shoes has horrible taste. That's gonna hit.
That hits for 9 fire damage.
Oh, okay,
1
Simone,
power,
tell us how
30.
you murder this goblin wearing orange high heel shoes.
I burned the entire. No, I shoot a fireball at the web, and then the whole webbing catches fire around him until it turns into a torch. And no, I mean, I can't smell it. No, I can't smell. Would have smelled nice, I bet.
Yeah.
And I am going to move further. Ooh,
Okay, moving west.
yeah.
20 more feet. Okay. All right. This poor goblin
And my turn there.
is catching into flame, and his entire body is crisping up as he falls over. And the only thing left intact are those leather, high-heeled shoes.
So I think technically the entire web is on fire now.
Yeah, I was about to ask that. So that means that everybody that is inside.
I think it's only that square.
I think it's the whole web.
Fireball.
Really?
Yeah. The fireball.
Here, the only thing it says is the webs are flammable.
Okay.
Any 5-foot cube of webs exposed to fire burns away in one round, dealing 2d4 fire damage to any creature that starts its turn in the fire.
But
I mean, it would make sense that the whole thing catches fire.
would it happen immediately this round, or wouldn't it happen next round when they get a turn? Or do they take damage immediately?
It
The
doesn't.
damage would be if they start their turn in it.
Yeah, they would start the turn, and so they would get the damage,
Okay.
the fire damage. Like, I think it would start the fire, but then when they have their turn, they get 2d4.
They get the damage. Okay.
Fire damage.
Okay. So we'll rule it that way. So the hamster carrying the cargo and the goblin wearing the tiara are both going to be on fire and take damage at the start of their next turn, whenever that is. So what that means is those high-heel shoes are now going to be burning, and this other one that's dead, wearing a dress, the dress is now on fire. Sorry, Edric. Everything's flammable. All right, Simone. That's the end of your turn?
Yeah.
Everything's on fire. Oh my goodness. We're going to go to the leader, apparent leader, who's going to run towards Simone, 30 feet of movement, and shout at Simone, Grax will kill, and shoot an arrow at Simone. A 16 is not enough. A 16 is not enough. 16 is not enough. That's terrible. Simone, you're so hard to hit. He has 5 more feet of movement, which he's going to take. Stand next to an ally. That's the end of his turn. Last to act this round is Thad.
So I have a question. So my strength is 15 because I'm gonna jump over the river too, and that would put me at about. So I would like go here and then go here, and so my question would be, technically that's a rock, but my question would be, if I do adrenaline rush to like hype myself up, would you allow me to add 5 feet to my horizontal jump so that I'm firmly on the rocks?
What's the description of Adrenaline Rush?
It gives me 2 temp hit points, and it allows me, and I automatically take the dash action. So my logic would be like, that's like hyping himself up to like get that extra less bit of booze.
Is dash the same as a jump? Aren't those 2 different types of movement?
They are 2 different types of movement, yeah. But so I would get how I'm picturing it in my head is like Fat like backs up, and then he's like, and then he just like goes for it.
Okay, I gotta think about this. So you want to combine, if I'm understanding correctly, you want to combine Adrenaline Rush
with the
yeah, it's sounding like you
jump.
want to change the dash to a jump. So that to me is changing the rules as written. I'm not sure I would allow it.
Okay.
That's my understanding.
Okay, no problem. In that case, what I'm gonna do is, seeing all the chaos around him, that's gonna no.
Discharging my phone.
So it's head too far. So instead, what he's gonna do, he's just gonna be like, oh, and he's gonna take out his bow and arrow, and he's going to use that arrow that he got a little while back, the arrow of destination, and so he's just gonna fire it he's just gonna fire it. He's just gonna fire it across the shore, not aiming at really anything. And then just what he cares about is he's gonna use the bonus action to teleport. So he's gonna try to hit the. So it's 150 feet of range, which I'm not concerned about hitting with a bow, but because it's a long bow. But so he's gonna aim at this goblin.
Okay, the one wearing horrible lipstick.
Yeah, and so I'm gonna just aim it at him, and then bonus action teleport 5 feet. Well, Misty Step 5 feet from. So I'm gonna roll for that attack.
Yep.
And that is. So that's a 5 to hit, which misses. However, he didn't care about hitting the guy anyway.
Yeah.
It was just what he wanted was to be able to Misty Step. So Thad just is like, whoop, here we go. And then all of a sudden he hit 5 feet next to the goblin, and he's like, that did work. Nice. And that's his turn.
Thad, you're gonna also notice as you kind of misty step all the way to the northern side of the bank that because Stu just murdered one of the goblins that was holding a chain that had the hamster on a leash, the hamster is now free, and so I've added the hamster to the turn order. You see the hamster is now looking around. It clearly has not been free in some time, and his big head is moving back and forth, stuck in this web, figuring out what to do.
Thad's just gonna, the last thing he's gonna do is call out to the leader and be like, call off your men. You see? And like gesturing to the 2 dead people, he's like, that's what happens when you don't trust. So start trusting now.
Grox laughs in return and says, sending stone. Incorrect. You won't survive.
Thad's just gonna sigh. And that's it.
On the top of the next round, this goblin wearing a tiara is on fire, and how much damage? Or do they make a save first?
I think it's just 2d4 damage.
2d4?
There isn't a save.
Oh, so I think Simone should roll the 2d4 damage. I shouldn't roll the 2d4. Simone, do you want to tell us how much this goblin's going to get hit before it tries to move out of the web?
Nice, 4 fire damage.
4 fire damage! Okay, he's almost dead. Ah! And now he's gonna make a dex save of 9, so he fails, which means he's restrained. So he can't move out of the web? Is that right?
The web's gone at this point.
Oh, that's right, because it's on
If
fire.
it's burning, yeah.
So he doesn't need to make that save. But he's on fire, but he's still... Okay, I gotta think this through. Thanks, Cody. You're more on top of this. It's so hard to remember. Alright, so he's on fire, but he's gonna step out of the fire. That's smart. And he can still attack, so he's gonna shoot an arrow at Simone. Simone's so hard to hit. 11. Once again, an arrow is gonna be aimed right at Simone, and it like plinks off of Simone's natural body armor. He's gonna shout at you, "Sending stone! Sending stone! Not correct!" That's the end of his turn. Aramis, you're next to act this round. What would you like to do?
Fantastic. So the only thing left in my web is actually the hamster.
Yes.
But it's not restrained, right?
Not restrained, but currently on fire.
I'm actually going to. I haven't done the witch bolt in a while, so I'm gonna go with that one against. We haven't hit the boss yet, right?
No, the boss is not hit yet.
So I'm gonna go with witch bolt, which means I have to roll to attack. And I don't see it in the chat, but it's 15 plus 5 to hit.
Oh, that's gonna hit. That's gonna hit.
Okay. Also, this is gonna disintegrate the web because it's another concentration spell. So I'm gonna go with the
Okay.
I'm gonna go with the 2d12 lightning damage.
2d12. Okay.
Not bad. 18 points of damage.
Okay, Aramis, your magic is going to murder the hobgoblin leader of this group of goblins. Tell us how you murdered this creature.
Well, it was the stew that made a joke about frying earlier, and I think losing the same idea, the lightning, is I think exactly what I do. Does he have any metal on him?
Yes, he's got rings on his fingers and like metal spikes on his armor.
Fantastic. So I'm envisioning the lightning hitting all the metal parts and basically frying, cooking the hobgoblin. And I'm in a perfect place to stay there.
As you murder this hobgoblin leader, the rest of the goblins freak out, and you can tell they are about to try to exit this situation. Unless you decide to stop them. Alright.
Actually, no. Can I, after seeing their reaction, can I actually run and try to intimidate them? I'm very bad at intimidation, but I feel like Aramis would try to see if they...
But you've done your main action already, right?
Yes, is intimidation you would consider an action?
Yeah, because intimidation, if you're trying to intimidate one or more creatures, it would change how...
Oh, no, it would have been just for flair. No, I don't care.
Oh, okay.
So, I would just scream the same run
okay.
Without...
But not as an action. Yeah, okay.
No.
You're telling them to run.
Yeah? Don't care.
Looks like they're gonna listen. Next to act is the goblin that was standing next to the hobgoblin leader that you just murdered. He's gonna run off-screen along with his zucchini earrings, and as he runs away, shouts at you, sending stone correct! And he's now out of here. Gone. One of the earrings has disappeared. That leaves the goblin wearing makeup on the very northern edge of the river, does the same thing, and shouts in Simone's direction, Watch out for traps! And disappears.
Will I get an opportunity attack on that one?
Yes, actually, because you're standing next to it. Well, okay, if you want to take it.
I definitely will.
Okay.
So Thad's just like, once he got there, he put away his quiver, and so we'll put away his bow. So
I take that back, actually. One of his features is he can use disengage as a bonus action.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So he's going to disengage first, knowing you were priming a reaction attack, and that way he won't get hit, and he will run away with his items that he's stolen. Alright, sorry about that, Thad. Okay, that means Edric gets a turn. Edric, what would you like to do?
Alright. So, is the hamster human creature still alive?
Still alive and on fire, and looks very healthy except for the burns about to take place.
Can I use shape water? You choose an area of water that you can see within range if it's within a 5-foot cube, and one of the ways you can manipulate it is instantly move or otherwise change the flow of water as you direct up to 5 feet in any direction. And it doesn't have enough force to cause damage, but can I pull a Moses and like part the Red Sea cube by cube as I go along and cross the river? Is that allowed?
So does this mean you want to take movement at the same time that you cast the spell?
Yes, I kind of just want to like put up my hands and like start to slowly part the water, and then just like walk on the riverbed while parting the water, like very, very slowly.
I'll allow it only if the spell says you can do that.
Okay, it doesn't say. It just says you can instantly move or otherwise change the flow of water as you direct up to 5 feet in any direction. So it doesn't say that you can do all that, but I'm just taking creative liberties. Because I want to like move my hands and then slowly part the water as I start to walk into the riverbed.
So that's the spell.
And then I just want to like, yes, I could be, if this works for you, I could take half movement, so that way like half movement speed because I'm going so slowly and need to maintain concentration.
I would allow it for that.
So I can just be
Yeah.
okay.
So it's like more of an environmental
So
effect. It's
let's
not
have
causing
30 feet
damage,
movement.
but you get to like move the water.
Yes, I just move the water out of the way so that way, if anything, I'm in like an inch of water.
Okay.
All right, and then let's see. Yeah, so that I'm just trying to get through.
Yeah.
Um,
Keep those boots a little dry.
Yeah, exactly. They look so nice. Can't mess with that. Should I move to right there since that's 15 feet, or should I move to here?
You should move one more because if it has more water on the square, I would count it as water and not on the ground. Yeah, to me that's more water, so I would go 20 feet. So you're on rock.
20 feet?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I will be
You're
right
standing
there.
next to Stu.
Next to... Yes, Stu.
To the butcher.
All right. Yeah. I'll is everyone else fleeing?
Yeah, they're
everyone's
clearly running away.
I'll just stay there.
Okay.
I'll just stay there.
Okay. Next to act is the goblin who was playing panpipes earlier. Oh, he's at the edge of the map. Before he runs away, we'll shout at the group, Sending stone, not true. And he's gone, he's out of here. Oh. Leaving one single goblin and a giant hamster left on the board. Next to act is Stu. Hi, Stu.
Seeing them all run, I guess I will help them run. I'm just gonna run at the hamster and that goblin and just roar like a big scary tiefling that's 7 foot tall and see if they run faster.
Okay. Are you gonna make an attack as well?
No,
Okay.
I'm just gonna yell at them.
Is that the end of your turn, Stu?
Yeah, if they're running, I'm not doing anything.
So does this mean your rage will end because you haven't attacked? And you're okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. Next to act is this huge hamster that is now free of the chains. The chains are still connected, so it is taking him a lot of movement just to go in any direction. It's going to move 5 feet away from where it was standing, so a little bit closer to Simone. And it's going to end its turn there. So you can tell, Stu and Simone, you're standing closest to this hamster. You can tell by the look on its face that it's trying to escape the scene, but because these heavy chains are still wrapped around it, as well as several crates that are strapped to its back, that this thing cannot get away so easily. So he's going to end his turn there. Next to act is Simone. Simone, there is one goblin left on the board that's almost dead, and this giant hamster about 15 feet away from you. What would you like to do?
Alright, can I help the hamster escape this chain in any way? I don't have enough right.
You'd have to find
But
a way to
can
get
it
the
get out on
chains
its
off.
own? Can it eventually get out on its own? Probably not, right?
I can have you make a perception check just to study. You can do that for free.
Perception. Not good at perception. And I got a 3.
Yeah, I mean, even with a 3, you're looking like you're gonna need more than just you alone to get the 2 chains off of this creature's body to allow it greater freedom to escape.
I'm just gonna finish the goblin behind the hamster off.
Okay.
With fireballs.
Firebolts. Uh-oh.
And that's definitely a hit.
What'd you get?
Yeah. I got 9 damage. Again.
Tell us how you killed this goblin. Wearing a tiara.
Like a bolt of fire shoots out from my hand and then catches fire on his head and also burns up the tiara. So it's like stars.
Everything is in flames. It's gonna let out a shriek. Oh, sending stone! It's dead. Also burnt. Goblin flesh. Crisping up. Like fried chicken or something. Do you have any other actions, Simone? Would you like to move?
But there's no enemy left, so I guess we're out of initiative, right?
Yeah, maybe. I'm gonna let that take an action, though, if you're done with your turn.
I'm done with my turn.
So last to act this round is Thad. Thad, you're standing about 40 feet away from this giant hamster, and you can tell from the look in its face that it looks very worn down and upset that it cannot escape with all these chains wrapped around it as well as crates on his back.
Yep. I'm gonna use adrenaline rush to like. I'm not gonna run towards it though. I'm gonna just like briskly jog over to it, being like, whoa, it's okay, poor thing. So that's a bonus action, and then can I do a strength? Can I roll for like strength to try to break the chains?
You absolutely can.
Okay.
Break one of the chains in one action.
And so that was 17.
Oh, Thad, you were able to break off the chain surrounding the right half of this giant hamster, and you could tell it's looking at you with wonder, and there's a little bit of a smile on his face, but also still some fear. But you can tell that he's not positioning his body to try to retaliate against you.
It's okay. You can come with us. You can run. It's up to you, mate.
I'm going to go ahead and call it to say that we're now out of combat, because after a moment to survey the scene of dead goblins, including the leader and the debris that they've left behind, you notice that this hamster carrying all the stuff in the back is, now that this battle is over, this hamster is starting to change form. And his body and face and fur are all starting to shrink into a small, shriveled goblin body. The smallest goblin out of the entire bunch. He's only 2.5 feet tall, and the cargo that was strapped to its back just like falls to the ground around him because his body can no longer sustain the 2 heavy crates that were attached to him. And this goblin is speaking common. He's standing right next to Thad, and he looks at you and says, "Sending stone true?" He's looking directly at you, Thad.
I'm gonna go. He's like on the ground, right? Like
He's on the
exhausted.
ground. You're towering.
I'm
over
gonna bend down, like offer up my hand, and I'm gonna use one lay on hands point to give him one additional hit point to like hopefully cure the exhaustion and be like, "Yeah, mate, sending stone true." And then like help him up.
Okay. He graciously accepts your aid as he kind of like figures out how to move in his body again and stands up. And this goblin in common says to you, Me sorry, we all sorry."
It's all right, mate. What happened? What?
Grox made us steal. Grox took jewels. Grox took dresses. Grox took money inside case. And this little goblin is pointing at the wooden lockbox that was decorated with vegetables that Grox has dropped on the ground.
Well, it's all right, mate. Grat's not here anymore. You're safe. Safe with us, and yeah, you're safe. As Thad's gonna go walk over and pick up the lockbox.
Okay. So I'm gonna maybe continue with the turn order to see if anybody else wants to do anything before I narrate what Thad discovers with the box. So what's everybody else? Aramis or Edric?
I'm simply going back. Yeah, I'm simply going back to the bridge and keep mending it.
Okay.
We still have all those creatures to move on the other
That's
side.
right.
But I do look towards Thad, and I'm like, check also if they have sending stones. And then I mage hand and mending.
Okay.
I go back rebuilding a bridge.
Okay. Edric, similar. I think you were helping with that before to help mend the bridge. Yeah, so you're helping again.
Yeah, but I don't have mage hands.
Oh, who has mage hands?
So
Somebody
I
else
could
does.
shape water.
Thad was
Oh,
doing
that
mage
was
hand.
okay. So what would Edric like to do then?
I'll just. What do I want to do? I don't think freezing the water would help with building the bridge, so I don't think I can help there. I'm just going to move over and no.
Would you like
with
to
the
look
bridge.
around anywhere or see what's on the remains of anybody?
Let me look. Yeah, let's check and see if that tiara is like scorched to hell or not.
Okay.
I'm curious. I want to be a pretty princess.
There is a loot item called the Tiara of Magical Girliness.
Awesome. Okay, yeah. Which of the goblins had that tiara?
The tiara is the one next
Can't
to the
remember.
hamster, so that's about 50
Okay.
feet away from you.
I'm gonna.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna move right there.
Okay.
And I'm gonna check and see if the tiara is.
Okay. Go ahead and
viable
make so you.
and it's still pretty.
For checking a dead body, you need to make an investigation check. And then in a moment, I'm going to
Okay,
ask
let's see
Stu
what
and
happens.
Simone
Oh,
what you'd like to
wow.
do. But go ahead, Edric.
I'm gonna help provide guidance with that investigation check.
Oh,
Thank you.
did you hear
I
that,
appreciate that.
Edric?
I did. That's so wonderful. All right, I have a.
Oh, it's only a one.
That's okay. That means I get a total of +3 to whatever I roll right now,
Okay.
because I have a +2 in investigation.
So Simone has guidance.
All right. 11.
On an 11,
This is
you're
an
going
8
to
plus
you're
2.
going to see that the tiara has not only broken up into pieces, but there's like horrible ashes like covering the remaining gems of the tiara. So it looks like it maybe once was a fine piece of jewelry, but in its current state would not fetch very much.
Okay.
Damn.
Good to know.
Yeah, I burnt it. Sorry.
It's okay. I appreciate your help though. But
Unless I can
Yeah.
mend it with mending.
Yeah, you want to try for the remainder of your turn?
Yeah, why not?
I mean, it's not a magical object, so it's like what I'm doing with the bridge is just
Uh-huh.
fixing
Okay,
a
so-
regular object.
Simone, we can say that you're able to like stitch together some of the pieces that have been like discolored with smoke and broken apart. So it's still not as pretty or as intact as it once was. It's like a burned out version of the original tiara, and it barely has the shape of the original tiara. But those of you who remember what it looked like could fashion like a fantasy in your mind of what it used to look like. So it's flimsily.
now I
like,
have
held
another
together.
question. It might be flimsily held together. Can you use prestidigitation to clean it?
You can do that, and it will be a flimsily held together and yet clean object. So it won't look like it originally did.
After I clean it, I place it on my head and I go hee hee.
So Edric is wearing this horribly discolored, once fine, bejeweled tiara, but it is no longer as pretty as it once was. Okay. I'm gonna just turn to Stu before we go back to Thad. Stu, is there any additional action you'd like to take?
Did we determine how deep this water is?
You would know from being around Hazelwood River before, it's like, in most parts, 20 to 30 feet deep.
Okay, so I probably shouldn't walk into the middle of it.
Probably not, but if you want to try it.
I will throw planks where they need to be thrown if Aramis needs magical hands help. I will contribute my strength to the refixing of the bridge.
Okay. So we can say that you're either throwing planks to the other side or maybe helping to nail them in on the side of the
Yeah.
river that you're currently on.
Yeah.
Yeah, why don't you... Let's have you make a strength roll to see how successful you are.
23.
Amazing. The bridge, by this point, the bridge is almost done, and both you and Aramis can tell it's going to take one more round for you to finally repair the bridge so it is sturdy enough to bring your cargo and animals across. You're doing an excellent job as a team.
So I helped the goblin up and gave him 1 point of healing from lay on hands.
Okay.
And then I walked over to where he was motioning to the box, to pick up the box to see what's in it.
Okay, so on the ground next to the body of the hobgoblin leader is a large lockbox made of wood, and it's decorated in different vegetables and like gourds, like squashes and things like this. It's a little bit busted up from the fight, but it looks like there is some sort of like keyhole to get it open. But the box itself does not look completely intact. It looks like you could probably pry it open with your hands or with a crowbar of some kind.
Yeah, can I just like try to like pry it open?
Yeah, do you have with what will you use to open it?
Could I just do strength to like try to pry it open, or
Yeah,
if
like with your
or if you
hands.
don't?
Yeah. Go ahead, make a strength roll. It's gonna be an 11. This is not too hard.
That's a 4. As he gets it, it's like trying to open a jar, but like it won't budge. He's like, oh, wet, sweaty hands is what I get. And he gives up for a moment as he goes to take out his like little filleting knife to try to pry open the lock in like a second, which will be like the next turn.
Okay, so as with your first failure, everybody within 30 feet of where you're standing, so that's going to include Edric and Simone and Stu, the three of you can hear a couple of like small objects jiggling around inside the lockbox.
As Thad just goes, Oi, Edric, can't you magic this open?
Yeah, I can do my darndest. So we hear some small objects jiggling around inside, right?
Mm-hmm.
To me, do they sound fragile?
Are you using your
Fragile.
earrings to detect this property?
Yeah, so I get the +1 to my
Yeah,
perception.
so go ahead and make a perception check. And I'll let you know.
Alright, so +3, +1. Alright. 14 total.
Yeah, on a 14, you think there is something fragile and possibly magical inside the lockbox, as well as maybe a couple of other,
Okay.
like small handheld objects.
Okay. Then I'm going to do my classic thing, unless anyone else wants to pick the lock, and I'll provide guidance. No takers? Okay. I'm going to, then I'm going to gently place it. Let me find a thing. I'm going to gently place it onto its back so that the lock is facing up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go to the river, cup some water in my hands, and then gently pour it into the lock, and then freeze the lock to break it open with shape water.
Okay. With this magic, it works, and the lock is destroyed, and you can easily unhinge the lid to see what's inside.
Alright. Is everyone else gathered around me? Question. Are we all just like itching to open this?
Oh, you have some allies
That would
working
be
on the
by
bridge.
you.
Okay, so Thad's over there with you. Looks like Simone's not
Alright.
far from you.
So, alright.
We're trying
so
to.
I do a
fix the
little.
bridge still.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I kind of like gather Simone and Thad, and I'm like, let's open it, and I push it open.
Inside, you find 2 gems. One of them is a large, palm-sized emerald. This looks very expensive. And one is a smaller-sized pearl. It's kind of like rolling around inside the lockbox. The other thing you see is a fragment of ascending stone. Could you make an Arcana check, please, Edric? it's got this milky.
Sure.
It's got this like milky silvery color, indicating that
Actually, if I do the help action,
Mhm.
if I do the help action, does that mean Toby can roll an advantage?
Yes, tell us how you're helping.
I examined the sending stone with Toby.
Okay. With
Kind of
Edric.
just
Okay, so
detecting magical
Edric, you're
aura.
gonna get to do this at advantage.
Alright. And I have a +0 to Arcana, so... Oh, wait a second, hold up. I did 2 dice, but one was a d12 because I'm stupid. So I still have time to make up for my 2 on the
Okay,
extra
so
d20.
You got 2 for your first roll.
18.
Edric, you believe that if you can activate this stone by touching it or connecting with it in some way, that you will hear a message. So yes, there is still some magic left in the fragment of the stone.
Alright, I'm going to wait to touch it until... You know what? I'll let Aramis touch it if he wants to. Because he's much better equipped with magic and everything than I am. I'm kind of just doing shit. I'm going to wait to touch that. And so there's the pearl, the emerald, and the sending stone,
Yes.
right?
How are you communicating this to Aramis? Because Aramis
I-
is on the other side, helping build the bridge.
Oh, I use message to
Okay. So just to Aramis.
point towards him and whisper it. What was called? Because can I shout it? Will he hear me? I don't know.
Yeah,
it's
you're
a bit far
you're
away.
out of
and I
combat,
have a tiny
and
voice.
he's only 70, 80 feet
Okay.
away, so he can hear you.
All right, then I go. Hold up. You know what? I won't actually shout it, but it'd be funny. I go. There's actually a sending stone in here. Like actually. And I just kind of pointed across the bridge towards Stu and Aramis.
1 minute and I'm gonna be there.
Simone goes, well, good. I thought sending stones is goblin or something else.
The little goblin that used to be a hamster turns to Edric and says, Grox stole! Grox stole that! That's not Grox!
Who did Grok steal it from? Do you know?
Stole from Professor! The goblin then puts his hand in a fist and says, Listen! Listen to Stone! And he puts it to his ear, kind of like miming to you. That's how to activate it.
Again, I'm going to... I'll just wait a turn until Aramis comes over, because he's much more intelligent than I am and knows professors, and I'm just some kid from Silent Falls. And I say kid as the oldest member of the group, I think. You know.
It's at this moment that Aramis and Stu feel very proud of themselves for reconstructing a sturdy enough bridge that their cart with the donkeys, as well as the cargo of 2 sheep and 2 bales of hay, can now safely cross.
Well done. With some raw strength and my brilliance, we did it.
We're basically bridge builders forever.
Oh, I never imagined to say that, but sure, I guess it's after many years of university studies, that's where I ended up. Cool. And then I walk towards Edric.
Okay.
Hey, Aramis. Glad you finished the bridge. Good job on that. There's this stone. The goblin saying to hold it to your ear. I am wary of things like this, so I am going to defer to you to be smart and do whatever needs to be done. He's mentioned a professor. I'm sure with you and your university studies, you know all about that.
The professor, and I look at the goblin Cherryfellow, perhaps.
The goblin nods his head and says, Peppa's dead! They killed Peppa! They killed Peppa! And he points at the other goblins that you just murdered.
Oh, is Peppa? I look at the others. Is the pig? of the professor?
The goblin is shaking his head, nodding. Yes, they killed Professor's pig. Professor's pig is winking no more.
Oh, well, I guess it can be. We have a butcher in the group. Something can be done of it. So the Sanding Stone, and I'm basically. Do I also roll Arcana?
Would you like to? Yeah, you can make an Arcana
Just to check?
Yeah, you can make an Arcana check. What's your goal? Is to learn something about the stone or to activate it?
I just want to double check again the Sanding Stones.
Okay.
I think it's an 18. Check the. If I know, I should know how to activate Sanding Stones.
Yeah. So with that roll, you can confirm that what the goblin is saying seems to be true, and you can activate the stone by tapping it and then listening to it.
And it's exactly what I do. So I tap on it and I see first if anybody's communicating with me before saying anything.
Okay. You hear a message that only you can hear. And the message is in a female voice. And the voice says, "Da boom. It was always da boom."
The boom. Does anybody have any idea what the boom is?
Da boom or do boom made. Elvish is a little tricky like that.
I know. Why didn't you hear that? It's a message.
I didn't hear anything, mate, but my last name's Da Boom.
Oh, well, that makes sense. The message is a female voice that says that. I assumed it was the boom, but I hear it again, Matt. If it works again. Or...
So you try to tap and listen to the fragment of a stone again, and it no longer has an effect. It no longer responds to your behavior.
Fantastic. Okay, so it could be both, but it's good to keep it in mind. The coincidence seems to be odd otherwise. So, Thad, I think there could be a good reason. Do you have any idea who this Professor Cassava Cherryfellow is?
Would Thad know who the professor is?
Make a history check, Thad.
As he's thinking, he's like, "Well, it ain't me mom. My mom and me dad are transmutation wizards, but they don't teach. They made a lot of money privately." You said history.
History.
I can. Simone can help Thad with history, actually.
Simone, tell us how you're going to help.
Read a lot of. Simone used to wander around his creator's bookshelves a lot and looks at a lot of like titles of wizards and the books that they wrote.
Okay.
So
because of the way that I like this actually. So because of the way that you narrated it, Simone, I'm going to have you do your own separate history check rather than a help action. So both of you are taking a history roll.
Before anything else,
Yes.
can I cast guidance on Thad?
On Thad, yes. Tell us the bonus for Thad. Look at the teamwork over here.
It's the 4. Yep, 1d4. Alright, Thad. I give you a good firm pat on the back and give you a +2.
That's a total of 6 for Thad. As Thad's like hardcore thinking, but like Thad never really met his parents' associates because he was like they were ashamed of that. So he's thinking at like the times he had to be at like galas to like save face for the family. He's like, "No, mate, don't ring a bell."
Simone is delighted based on her experience with different bookshops in her lifetime to realize that Professor Cassava Cherryfellow, not only is she well known for her research on root vegetables, she's also a noteworthy author and likely has amassed some kind of fortune that she could be storing in her manor. I'm going to ask you to also make an investigation check based on that new information, Simone, before you decide how you want to share that to the rest of the party. So could you make an additional investigation check, please?
That's a 12.
On a 12, you're feeling like the party should investigate the mansion and have a discussion with Professor Cherryfellow to understand the purpose of these sending stones. It is curious to you why there's a fragment of a stone, which makes you concerned that maybe there's another part of the message that's missing.
Oh, is that how sending stones work? Okay. Ooh, I know Professor Cherryfellow. Yes, yeah. She has a good name, right? She's written so many books. I haven't read many of them, but ooh, boy, if this sending stone is here, then I do think we should check her connection out and see if she is all right.
Yeah, but first, as Thad goes back to the goblins, like he pulls out from his pack one of his like rations of rat jerky that he made like a while ago back at the bandits, and he gives it to the goblin, and he's like, "What's your name, mate?"
The goblin takes the jerky, starts eating it. It's kind of at this point the goblin's trying to look around, looking for an exit without getting hurt, and he says, Stembone, they called me. Stembone.
Stembone. Well, it's nice to meet you, mate. Your name's Thad. Well, you don't have to come with us, but you're welcome to.
Oh, please, we have plenty of stray. We already have the dog. let this goblin go, Thad.
He looks like he's a druid, mate. You could help us.
He can barely speak.
The dog can't speak either, but he's still around.
Sort of. Can sniff. This turns into a whatever that thing was. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, the professor was already our main destination anyway. Let's see where it is. But, Matt, I want to cast Locate Object on the second piece of the Sending Stone. In other words, the spell works that with its divination spell, which is my class. Mm-hmm. I can describe or name an object that is familiar to me. I have half of that sending stone, so I think I can simply imagine how the second half is. Mm-hmm. And I can sense the direction to the object's location if it is within 1,000 feet from us.
Oh.
And it can be very specific if it's within 30 feet, but I'm not imagining it's that close, but I can have a general direction of the object.
The good news is that you discover there is a location for the other part of the stone, and it's about 500 to 600 feet away from you, going north towards Wereborough, and this pretty much follows the directions that Whamsy gave you to where he said Professor Cherryfellow's house was.
Fantastic. So I think everybody looks at me with a sending stone on the hands and basically touching invisible threads, which will be the weave, and to say the second part is that direction, and I point towards the direction. So we should go there as fast as possible. There's a lot of magic to learn, among other things.
When you say this, Aramis, as fast as possible, all of you can hear a loud clap of thunder as it begins to rain quite heavily on the group and the livestock, cart, and donkeys that are with you. This party needs to get a move on before it starts to get drenched by the fall rain.
One more reason to leave.
It's at this point that the goblin also looks at the rest of you and says, Stembone, leave now. Stembone, go. Stembone, bye. And he starts to make his exit headed south, crossing the river.
That looks like multiple opportunity attacks you all can take. I'm just kidding.
Before Limbo leaves, that's gonna give him one more piece of rat jerky. He's like, "Good luck, mate. Remember, you're free now."
Haha. Meat. I eat and go. Kind of waves at you as he warily starts to cross this log bridge and disappear from your view as the rain begins to pour down. What would you all like to do?
I run back at the other cart.
Okay.
Sitting there.
Yeah.
Of course, not gonna lead.
Okay.
Thad's gonna resume his spot of
Yeah.
driving the car and be like, "Right, onward."
Yes, please.
Okay. So, Thad is going to get this cart going. So, Thad is kind of the only one getting wet, as everybody else who's in the covered cart has some, because they're inside, doesn't get quite as wet. And the party continues on this road north towards where Professor Cherryfellow's house is. We're going to give everybody 350 experience points for taking care of the goblins and advancing the plot. And we're going to open up a new map. So let's do that. Let's open up a new map.
So we level up after a long rest, right?
Yes. Are you about to level up?
Okay. Yeah, I think me and Simone only needed 100
Okay.
to get up to level 3.
Okay. Ooh, exciting. Level 3. So right off the road to Wereborough, you come across a heavily damaged one-story manor home with a farm and stable area. The picket fence and walkway leading up to the front door, so I'm going to hover on the map to show you, Aramis is standing in front of the front door right now. The picket fence and walkway leading up to the front door are in disarray. Clods of soil have been uprooted from the ground, and the fence is broken, actually, in several places. A number of locations, both inside and outside the building, look like they had been set on fire as recently as an hour ago. And judging from how quiet it is, the building seems like it might be empty. Numerous windows are broken, and the front door, which is highly decorated in images of fruits and vegetables, is partially open. Kind of need to push it to see what's inside, but it's not locked. Stu, you are closest to where the animals are parked. Stu, by peeking around the corner, you see the dead body of what is presumably Professor Cherryfellow's prized pig, Pink Pepper, who is a humongous pink hog covered in brown spots. It's lying on its back, and 3 of its hooves are standing up, straight up in the air. Its entire right hind leg is missing. And from the remaining tendons, it looks like it might have been torn off of the pig. But you would need to go up close and investigate it to look to see what else could have happened. As you all take in this eerie atmosphere that seems suspiciously quiet surrounding this wizard's home, you feel a whoosh of wind as dark clouds begin to crowd the afternoon sky, and thunder is echoing even more loudly in the distance as the rain is beginning to pour down. This rather unpleasant rain is doing something to douse the remaining flames on the mansion grounds. So it seems like you have a decision to make. Inspect what's going on with this manor, or get back on the road and try to avoid the rain with your cart and animals. But you're all noticing the facial expressions of the 2 donkeys and the 2 sheep. They all look very sad and upset to stand outside in the rain. I'm going to ask to do a turn order just to keep things in order. So if you wouldn't mind rolling for initiative. There's no enemies that you know of yet, but I'm just going to ask you to roll for initiative just to keep track of everybody. So I want to go ahead and get a new turn order going. That would be wonderful. So that's a 19. Simone, that's a 13. Stu, that's a 15. Mario, Aramis is 14. Toby, 6. Edric. 6. Which means, Thad, what would you like to do? Your first to act.
Noticing the aura, for lack of a better word, like the vibe in the air, and the instead of the weather, which was the forecast like calling for rain, or like did this like rain like come out of nowhere?
Make a nature check, and I'll tell you. That's a great question.
That's a 14.
Yeah, 14. So, Thad would conclude that there was a hint in the air as early as you got to the river crossing that there could be heavy rain today. And so, the fact that it's so dark and unpleasant right now, it's not totally out of the blue. It would have been predictable by Thad.
Thad's like looking up, and he's like, well, I did smell the rain. It's not that. It's not some kind of freaky druid. And he goes to everyone, right. I don't know about you all, but I don't like this. And I think if the pig is dead, we should try to find Cherryfellow to make sure that she is okay. As he pulls out his hammer and starts to... He's gonna walk around and then go towards the mansion.
Okay. Like to the front door?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cherryfellow, you okay?
As you shout into the partially open front door, you don't hear anything respond to your announcement.
Well, don't like that. And that's Thad's turn.
Stu, it's your turn to act. You're beginning to hear only one of the shutters kind of like go back and forth in the wind and rain. It's like creaking as it's flapping front and back as you are deciding what you'd like to do in this moment.
Knowing she had this prize pig and all of that, is there stable type areas? Like, is that what this area is over here?
Knowing you're familiar enough with layouts of like homes like this, and that's your best guess is that's where the stable area would be. Yeah.
I'm just going to lead our animals that direction.
Okay.
And try to get them at least under some cover.
So I'm actually going to reveal some more of the map based on that decision. Hold on one moment. Stu walks around to the other side of the building, and there's a small stable area on the map, about 20 feet rectangular, and that area is behind, about 40 feet away from the dead body of Professor Cherryfellow's pig. So the animals still look dour as they follow you in the direction of what looks like is some sort of animal shelter.
So I'll try to get them situated.
Okay. Aramis, what would you like to do?
Okay, so first a question. How long did it take for us to come here? And I'm asking because I'm trying to understand if I could have had a short rest in the park.
You would not have been able to have a short rest. This was only maybe about 10-15 minutes away from the river crossing.
Oh, okay, very close. Okay, fantastic. So, first thing I do is detect magic in front of me as a cone. I mean, the first thing I also add is, people, this is the house of a wizard, and thus it could be full of magic traps. So be extremely careful of what you touch and where you go. And then detect magic right in front of me.
You are detecting magic inside the house.
Okay. The spell is blocked by 1 foot of stone, dirt, or wood, 1 inch of metal, or a thin sheet of lead.
Oh. I take it back. Because
well, first of all, detect magic on the door.
The door itself is not magical. But it makes you wonder. Makes you wonder, Aramis, this is a wizard's house. There's got to be something magical inside the house, right?
course. So, first, I wanted to double check that it would not explode on my hands, and then I just pushed the door.
Okay. So Aramis, pushing open the front door, your steps creep onto unsteady floorboards right about here. So 5 feet in front of Thad. Aramis, you're noticing that it's going to be a little bit dangerous because there's a huge hole in this wooden floorboard that goes directly to the cellar below. Based on this enormous 30-foot wide gap in the floor of this once well-appointed foyer / dining area, it would be very dangerous if you fell inside. As you inspect the walls of this room, you can tell that there were once large paintings on all of the walls, but those paintings have been removed or disappeared. You're also picking up a scent in this room that smells something like something wild was here. Something sweaty, animalistic, or wild was recently in this room. And there are still different pockets of this room that you're standing in that have smoky embers, like crackling and emanating a foul, bitter odor. It does not feel safe in here, and it is not clear if the walls will collapse. But you continue to hear crackling sounds from smoky rooms that you haven't entered yet. So you see a doorway here. I'm pointing to it on the map. That presumably leads back to outside, where Stu has brought the animals. You see an open doorway here, about 50 feet in front of you. And you see another open doorway about 70 feet east of you that goes somewhere. You don't know where it goes. But basically, you are seeing a very dangerous-looking floor.
Okay.
Yeah.
But no magic.
Not from where you're currently standing.
Okay. And so the last thing I do, though, is I point at the cat,
Yes.
to go inside. Before me, much lighter than me and much agile than I am. And because we have a telepathic connection, it's basically go exploring.
The cat can see. It looks like a steadier path if you walked in that direction. The cat can also see. Here, I'm going to point to this area that's about 30 feet north of where the cat currently is. What looks to be a broken down dining room area with tables and chairs that are all covered in rubble and dust. The cat can see broken plates, shattered pieces of glass strewn over the floor. The cat would also be able to see some sort of dim candle that hasn't been disturbed. So the candle is still burning in this dining room area that I'm highlighting on the map. That's about 30 feet away from where the cat is.
Okay, so so the last thing, but I would command the cat to go on the other side of the room. So maybe in the next action, that next turn, it could be what it does. So going on the opposite side to check over there, and I point my detect magic towards the candles because that sounds very creepy, and that's the last thing I do.
Okay. Great. Next to act is Simone. Simone, what would you like to do?
I also want to point out I'm not moving from the entrance.
Gotcha.
So with the exception of that is next to me, I feel like I want to impede the others to enter until we are safe.
Simone, the rain continues to fall on you and the rest of your party. Your Warforged body is getting consumed by the rain that is falling faster and faster.
Simone has quite little sense of self-preservation, so she's gonna go in and examines the door around here.
Okay, so you're gonna pass. What's your movement? How much movement do you have?
I got 30 feet of movement.
Okay, so you can probably get to one space beyond where the cat is from where you were standing.
I was here, and then let's see. Okay. I can dash,
You could dash.
but then I wouldn't be able. Would I be able to open the door?
The door's already open, so I would let you take that as an object interaction.
Yeah. I move to in front of the door and check what's inside.
Okay, so I think, Simone, as you move into this room, you can hear several floorboards like give way and begin to collapse into itself, which could cause you to fall into the basement. I need you to make a dexterity save to avoid whatever is about to happen to the floor underneath you. So 21.
How do I roll that? Okay.
Okay, so you managed to like jump 5. I'll let you do this as a reaction. Jump back, like 5 feet to the side to avoid this new hole. So to see this area where right left of where you're currently standing, a hole has opened up there that you have successfully avoided. That those floorboards have given way to, and you can hear like an echo into the cellar below of these floorboards coming apart.
You also gave me the ring of evasion, so I was willing to take the risk.
Uh-huh. I'm going to ask Edric what you'd like to do. So Thad is in the doorway. Aramis has seen through Cat's eyes what's in the house. And Simone is in the house and appears unscathed for the moment.
Okay. I'm going to enter.
Okay.
I'm going to enter, and let's see. It's a reaction. All right. Cool. I have something prepared up my sleeve in case something goes awry. And if I dash, that's an action and not a reaction. Let's see. All right.
Well, you'll have to go through the front door first.
Yeah,
That's
it's
gonna
true.
take some action.
Okay. 15 feet to the front door, and then let's see. I'll go right there. I'll walk in. So right there. Let me remove myself. Yeah. I'm going to move right there, and I'm going to peer down into the hole.
As you peer down into the basement, you can hear crackling above you as you're noticing some of the exposed beams in the roof are beginning to fall apart and collapse down, falling on top of you in about a 10-foot radius. I need you to also make a dexterity save.
Okay. Let's see. There's my d20, and let's see. I don't have it's just a +2. Okay. 15.
It's not enough. Several beams that were already rendered apart from one another from the flames have fallen on top of you. You're going to take 8 points of bludgeoning damage, and the weight of these beams is so much that you might need some help getting these beams off of you for the moment, as you're currently incapacitated in terms of movement.
Okay, let's see. Let's edit that to...
Everybody outside can hear this like these crashing sounds. Thad can see it, and Aramis can see it, as they see that their friend Edric is now pinned under several wooden beams that have fallen on top of him.
Help.
Thad, you're watching all this. What would you like to do?
Seeing the beams fall on Edric, Thad's going to enter the house, which he was wary of, seeing how Simone had to dodge and weave, being as light as Simone is, with Thad being like 200. He's like very wary. So he's gonna trepidatiously take a step in, and first he's gonna peer down the hole. Roughly how many feet to the basement would be like to jump through, or if you fall through?
If you were to fall down, it's about a 10-foot fall to the floor of the basement.
So it's a 10-foot fall or a 10-foot jump. It's like, okay. Alright, so before that though, so Thad's gonna rush over to Edric, and he's gonna go, "Oi, mate, you okay?" As he's like, and he's gonna just shove the debris off of Edric. Which you want me to?
Yeah. So I'm using the potato icon as like a debris or a space you can't walk on at the moment. Go ahead and make a strength check, Dad. Great idea. Help Edric.
I hope they were monsters shaped as potatoes. That would have been a cool fight.
That's 9.
Yeah, with all your might, Dad, you try to get these beams off of Edric, and because of the position of Edric's body, it's very, very difficult. Much more difficult than you thought it was. You're not successful in this try.
Yeah, as a bonus action, he's gonna be like, he's muttering under his breath, and he's just like, bloody soggy beans. Oh, Edric, I'm sorry, mate. I'm gonna have to go around get it from the side. You don't wanna stomp on your hands. But first he's gonna like high five Edric's hand and do 2 points of lay on hands. He's like, hang in there.
Nice.
Hey. Thank
And
you.
that's turn.
Stu, you've been successful at leading the animals towards this storage area. I'm gonna open it up on the map. Give me a second. The stables are here, about 35, 40 feet away from where you're standing. And you can also see along the eastern wall of the house is where the stables are, but you're noticing it's eerily quiet. And whatever animals were there, they don't seem to be there now, because you would have heard chickens clucking or a cow mooing or something like this. You're not hearing anything.
This part right here where I'm standing, is that covered?
It's like an outdoor wooden patio area that leads back into the house.
Is it a covered patio?
It's an outdoor patio. You see some rocking chairs and tables. Everything's being drenched by the rain at the moment.
Okay, so no roof to it.
No roof to this outside area, no.
Well, these damn animals are having to go a lot further than I wanted them to go. I'm assuming I heard the thumps and bangs and stuff happening inside.
You definitely did.
So then, yeah, I guess I'll just... what's this? A window or a door?
I'm going to call that a door that you can use to get back into the house.
I'll just bring the cart and animals like as close to the porch as I can, just to offer some sort of cover from any sort of wind or things, and say, you all have survived this far, you're great. And try to come in through this door.
Okay. As you open this door, you can see your friend Simone is standing next to an area where the floorboards have given way to the cellar below. And you can see your friend Edric is on the ground, covered by some beams that have fallen from the ceiling. As you open this door, the area around the dining table, so this is about 30 feet west of where you're currently standing, Stu, that area, the ceiling above the dining room and the tables starts to collapse, and you hear all these loud crashes of cabinets, and the beams from the roof fall directly on top of the table and chairs in that dining room.
I don't think this house is very happy.
Based on where you're standing, you also see there's a staircase that leads downstairs into the cellar. So I'll reveal that on the map. Oops. Oh, maybe it was already revealed, but there's a staircase that goes downstairs into the cellar.
And so this floor is like open.
So
I'll walk a little bit closer to the stairs.
Okay.
And just see if I can poke my head down or yell down, like, anyone downstairs? Your house is falling.
Make a perception check.
7.
You're surprised as you shout down into the basement below that the response that you hear is silence. Where is Professor Cherryfellow?
I guess no one's home. We might as well let it completely fall in and then inspect the rubble afterward. But that's my movement.
Yeah. Aramis, your next act. What would you like to do?
Okay, I'm still having my the attack magic active, so I also go in, but I don't leave. When I see pieces falling down, I just step inside, and then it's where I stop. I send the cat jumping down.
Into the basement.
Yep.
Okay.
through the hole.
So first thing, your detect magic is still active. You can see there is something magical. I'm pointing to it on the map. In the room directly next to where Stu is currently standing.
Oh, okay.
You can
The cat
also
then doesn't
kind
go
of
there.
make out from where you're standing that whatever door went into this room has been torn off, and you don't see any door visible. Like it's missing and it's on the ground.
Okay. So no, at that point I changed my mind. I don't send the cat down.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But I do say, guys, over there, and I basically point towards where I see magic. In that room, there's something. What happened to the door? And then I send the cat there, as close as the cat can go, with the whole movement, honestly.
So
So what's the speed of the cat? Is it 40?
I think it's 40, if I remember correctly. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Probably can get to here.
Its speed is 40.
Here. Something like that.
Okay. And
So, so the
I
cat
just
is
want to
about...
see what she sees.
The cat can see the wooden door to the likely main bedroom of this manor has been ripped out. The cat can also see what looks like heavy footsteps or possibly paw prints everywhere, but someone with a higher level of skill would need to get closer to figure out what these prints are and what they mean.
Okay.
Yeah.
The cat has, if I remember correctly, has something cool about the smell. But can the cat roll a perception on the smell?
Yeah.
To see if it perceives something.
Okay.
And it will be a +3, so
Plus
I roll
3?
a d20.
Do you roll or do I roll that?
Yeah. I roll it and then
Sure.
because I assume it's a 1, so the cat doesn't smell anything.
Yeah. The smoke and rain are causing the cat to not be able to concentrate. Poor cat.
Beautiful. And that's it. I don't move forward, especially after seeing what happened to Edric.
Aramis, also, because of where you're standing, you can now see the full extent of damage to the dining room area directly north of where you're standing. And at this point, this area is impassable. So the only way for you to walk to wherever Cat is to take the path that Thad and Simone and Edric have taken.
Okay.
Okay. We're going to go to Simone. Simone, what would you like to do?
Well, since I'm still near this giant hole in the ground, can I just peek down there and see it for myself? Or what's downstairs? Okay.
Yeah. Give me a perception check, please.
Ooh, not bad.
17? You peer into the basement below, and you see what looks like it used to be a set of bookshelves that has been turned over. And although there are some books on the floor, you don't see quite as many books as you would expect a wizard of this caliber to have in their home, which makes you concerned maybe some books are missing. You can also see in this basement area is an entire chest of drawers that has been torn apart. So the drawers have been pulled out. There is like tattered clothing that has been ripped and torn out of the drawers, and it looks like a just mess and disarray in the basement below. It also looks very dangerous to walk around into based on the jagged edges of all these pieces of furniture.
Primrose tells the rest of the party, well, I don't suppose these goblins are stealing books. I would expect there are more down there. And she is going to make her way down the basement anyways.
Okay, so we'll walk around. I think you have, what's moving again, 30?
30, yes.
Okay, so you can probably get to, that's 15 up there and 15 here. You can walk all the way down to the basement entrance.
And I end my turn there.
Okay. Last to act this round is Edric, who's currently underneath heavy beams. Edric, would you like to make a strength check?
Because we all know that's my forte. Yeah, sure.
Simone's friend just got
Okay.
pummeled by beams, and she's like, "Oh, check out the basement."
Wait, I thought you got out. So
Yeah,
No,
that
it's
will
okay.
take care of it.
That will help me.
Also, like, I have terrible. Well, I don't have that great strength. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure it's not a -1 like I got.
A -1. Oh, Edric, you heave, and you.
Oh
you
wait,
like,
no. Sorry. That's like my modifier.
Oh, okay. Well,
Um,
I hope you roll high enough.
I got a 15. I got a 15 because I got a 16 -1.
Okay, that's enough to get this heavy beam off of you, and you're able to use the rest of your movement to stand if you like.
All right. Yeah. I'll stand back up.
Okay. So this area, by the way, is now difficult terrain where the beams fell on you.
Okay. Am I allowed to make a perception check to peer into the hole? and
Yeah,
see
go
myself?
go for it. Have a look.
All right. Let's see. And I have a +3. All right. Oh, there goes my die. It went completely out of my little box. There we are. +3 to 17 is 20.
Excellent. So, in addition to the things that Simone saw when she looked down into the basement, you can see that there is some order of the remaining books that are on the ground. Like, there's definitely books about recipes, books about root vegetables, and books about lore of central Virlinia. So it seems like the different piles of books have some sort of organized theme surrounding them. So whoever tore apart the bookshelves, whenever the books fell, they fell in these semi-organized piles.
Okay. And how difficult is the terrain in the basement?
Quite difficult because there's furniture everywhere as well as debris from things that were torn apart. Yeah. It looks pretty dangerous.
All right.
Do you have a bonus action, or is that the end of your turn?
Ooh. Let's see my bonus actions. Let's see. Unless I wanted to cast Hex, no, I'm good.
Okay. As you end your movement, you look above to the ceiling where the beams had fallen onto you, and you can see about 15 feet away from you, which is where Aramis is standing, that there is another set of dangling beams that are also starting to weave back and forth as the rain continues to batter the walls of this mansion.
All right. And before I end my turn, I guess I'll scream to Aramis, like, look out. And like point and be like, ah.
Thad, everybody's inside except the animals, of course. What would you like to do?
Since Edric managed to free himself, Thad's looking down the hole. He's eyeing it. He's eyeing the stairs. He's looking back down. He's like, I don't like any of this. Oh well, no way I'll put through. And I'm gonna jump down. I'm gonna jump down the hole.
Okay. I need you to make a dex save to try to not get hurt with all this furniture and debris.
Okay, I'm gonna use physical dice, so I have a +1 to Dex because I'm tired of D&D Beyond lowballing me. Whoop.
Yeah, you can roll again.
That's 15 for a 16.
Okay, so you manage to fall in such a way that you fall onto books and not any of the jagged debris that was in the basement. And you have dark vision, so even though it's quite dark, you can kind of look around and you see there, in addition to the things that your party members have seen, you also see several broken bottles as well as some remaining bottles on a shelf in the basement that looked like bottles of wine and bottles of preserves.
Just looking, and the jumping would have been the main action, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's just looking around and he's like, oh, what happened? And he's also gonna just call up and he's gonna go, Oi! Take the stairs. Edric, Aramis, you may not make the jump. No offense. That's turn.
Okay. Stu, you're standing 10 feet behind your ally, Simone, who is headed toward the basement. What would you like to do?
I guess I'll start heading into the basement.
Okay. So you start to walk down into the basement, and you enter the area where you can clearly see Thad visible. There's tons of debris on the ground, books strewn about. You see all the same things that your party members have seen.
Mm-hmm. Looking around, does it feel any different down here than it did upstairs? Like,
okay. Does it feel any different?
How are the vibes?
Make a investigation check. This is kind of like you're studying scientifically the characteristics of what you're seeing and comparing it to what you just saw on the upper level. So that's an investigation check.
And we all know I'm fantastic at this. Very intelligent butcher. 7.
On a 7, you cannot detect anything different on this level compared to upstairs. The best you can guess is whatever damaged the things on the upstairs level damaged the things in the basement.
Basement looks safe.
Still take the stairs, though.
I don't know if I need to move off or not.
No, I think you're good. Is that the end of your turn, Stu?
Yeah, there's nothing down here that looks like it's causing mayhem, then
Yeah, it's
I'll wait.
It's very, very quiet in the basement. Aramis, you're standing in the main hall underneath some beams that look like they are about to crack and fall. What would you like to do?
I first send the cat forward so that the cat can see and I can see what's in there.
Okay.
More
Cat.
specifically, the magic aura that I perceived.
Cat can see the entire door to this bedroom, which looks like it has been yanked by something out of the hinges on the wall and is now laying on the floor in large wooden pieces. Cat can see that all the candles that used to be lit in this bedroom are out, and that the two-poster bed in the room is no more, as where the bed is seated in the back of the room, the roof has already caved in on top of the bed. Cat can also see there are several wooden drawers and closets that look like the drawers have been pulled out and things have been looted from this room. Cat can also see some footprints of some kind, but would need somebody way more intelligent than Cat to understand what these footprints might mean.
But what is does the cat see? What it was the magic thing that I was seeing in that door?
In that
In that
location,
room, sorry.
yeah, in that location where you thought there was something magical, you see a small Cat can see a small leather pouch on the floor. And
Is it small enough for the cat to pick it up with his mouth?
yes, actually, yeah, it's about about the size of a fist, about the size of a sending stone, maybe.
Oh, cool. So yeah, it's what they do is definitely do that.
Okay.
Pick it up and bring it back to me.
Okay,
And,
so Cat has 40 movement, so Cat could go in, get the stone, and come back, and that would probably be the whole movement because it already took 10 feet to move to the front of the room.
Fantastic. And the other thing I do, I had no intention to explore this place. However, I heard the word books. So I go read of Detect Magic, and I send Mage Hand to go picking up some books from downstairs and to bring it to me, because they might be useful for me.
Okay.
Wizard.
In one turn, you're able to retrieve one book, and the name of the book is Don't Beat Yourself Up. And the word beat is spelled B-E-E-T, like the vegetable. It's worth a chuckle.
Do I know this book?
Give me a history check.
I got a 10.
On a 10, Aramis, you're a little bit worried that this might actually be a non-academic book written by graduate students during a period where they should have been studying, but instead they decided to write some sort of fan fiction about the faculty in the department. And this book is probably not worth your time.
They should... How do they even learn to... They don't even know how to write yet. Okay, and then I just... Eventually gonna send the second hand down there.
Aramis, the beams in the ceiling directly above you continue to crack, and you can see by just glancing above that they are about to fall on you. I need you to make a dexterity save.
Oh, I didn't understand that they were about to fall on me. Okay. Well, not great, because my dex is bad. Well, 15.
15 is not enough. You're going to take 8 points of bludgeoning damage, and you are also going to have 2 beams on top of you, just like Edric had moments ago.
Help!
Oh, poor Aramis. So these 3 areas marked by potatoes on the map are where this set of different beams from the ceiling have now collapsed and fallen. You would also notice that some of the beam is now in front of the doorway, so these beams definitely need to be removed if you're going to exit through the front door. And now we go to Simone. Simone, you hear this crashing and things falling, as well as your ally Thad saying that the basement is safe. What would you like to do, Simone? Thank you.
I yell to Aramis, don't worry, I'm gonna kill your wounds later. And I try to take a quick gander in the basement. I look for footprints, books, signs of intrusions, any belongings that might, anything that might belong to Professor Cherryfellow.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Things that she might left behind.
So, are you taking a general scan of what's in the basement from your point of view, or are you like looking at something specific to understand its properties?
I'm taking a scan.
Okay, so give me a perception check, please.
I'm gonna give myself guidance for that one. Can I?
Okay.
Or no, has someone else have to give me that?
You can call that you're giving yourself guidance before you make the roll for the check.
Okay. Ooh, D&D Beyond's real laggy. I got a 14 total.
On a 14, you're going to notice several goblin-sized footprints in the basement, based on where you're standing, as well as footprints of maybe some big dogs of some kind, possibly wolves, but the strength of your check is not quite enough to detect what kind of beast or animal was down here. You also see partial footprints of what looks to be a giant-sized hamster, which you find quite unusual.
Okay. I'm gonna go back up for now. Might return there later.
Okay. Edric, you saved yourself mightily by getting the beams off yourself. What would you like to do in this moment?
You know what? I'm feeling lucky. I'm gonna try to help Aramis. And before I do that, I'm giving myself guidance.
Okay. So
I'm saying a little prayer to anything that will hear. So let's see. It's a strength check.
it's a strength check to get the beams off of Aramis, correct?
Okay, I'm just gonna do it later. Let me make sure that I can do guidance on this.
Yeah, you can do guidance.
Technically, I can't.
Why?
It's a skill. Because it's a skill and not a check. Well, I'm still gonna just roll a d20.
Okay. That's fair.
And just hope for the best. And I'm still saying a little prayer. Well, it rolled off, but it rolled onto my desk, and it rolled at 18.
On an 18, Edric surprises himself once again by being able to lift these beams off of Aramis.
I do look at you in between thankful and surprised.
Where's Thad on the map? Can I see him?
Thad's in the basement at the moment.
He's down there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna yell down into the hole. Thad, I'm giving you a run for your money.
You'd love to see it, mate. Maybe you can try and do a singular push-up tonight.
On my knees, maybe.
Edric, it's at this moment after you help rescue Aramis that you can hear in the area where Cat is currently standing and holding the pouch. You can see and hear creaking of beams above where Cat is standing.
Okay. Can Aramis, or am I only able to hear this?
Well, it's your turn. That's why I'm saying, yeah.
All right.
But Aramis would be able to hear it.
Yeah,
Aramis would be able to hear it, and
okay.
any Stu, everyone, Simone, even Thad would be able to hear it. But you can, because of where you're standing, you and Aramis are the only ones who can see it.
Oh, that would have been nice. Sorry, I'm going through my spells to see if I can save the cat. Unfortunately, you can only use shield on yourself, which is very sad.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I just like look at Aramis. I'm like, is your cat going to be okay? It's like this house is falling apart.
I think we have to run downstairs as fast as possible, hoping that the rest of the house doesn't fall on us.
Okay. The cat. Okay, hold up. Do I still have movement before I end my turn?
You only use 10 feet of movement to get to Aramis, so you still have a little bit more movement, yes.
Alright, and everyone else is in the basement?
Only Thad is currently in the basement, Simone is leaving the basement, and Stu is out of the basement, going back upstairs.
Alright. And there's difficult terrain preventing us from getting to this door, right?
The areas marked with potatoes are difficult terrain, and the
like,
entire dining room area, which is here on the map, about 20, 30 feet north of you, that's now difficult terrain.
Okay. I have a question.
Yes.
Would it make sense to jump into the basement and then go up the stairs to get out of the house?
Only Edric can decide.
Yeah. I'm weighing the pros and cons. Alright, I look over to Aramis and go, want to jump? I have a spell that can help. We'll float.
Oh, yes, please.
Alright, so I'm going to cast Featherfall on... It's only people I can see, right? Yes.
Sorry, is this a bonus action? Because helping Aramis would have been your main action.
Never mind. Okay, never mind. I'll save that for next turn. We'll do that next turn. Maybe.
But maybe you indicated to Aramis, hey, you have a spell that could help if you decide to jump.
Yeah,
okay.
If we decide to jump. We'll see.
Okay.
Alright, I'm good.
Okay, at the start of this next round, Thad, you're hearing those noises that Edric detected just a moment ago, and you can hear that those noises are coming from up the area in the ceiling above where Cat is currently standing. So that's on the upper. That's on the main level. So you're currently in the basement. Thad, what would you like to do?
Knowing that the cat's a familiar. Wait, with that know? So, Aramis, do you summon the cat?
Oh yeah, you've seen that doing plenty of times.
Yeah. Knowing that the cat's a familiar, Thad's not too concerned because he knows Aramis can bring it back, and so he's gonna be like, "Well, hope makes it. If not, they'll come back." And then he's gonna pick up like a soggy book that's on the ground, and he's gonna be like, "What happened?" And midway through happened, he's going to unknowingly cast Clue, and so the way Clue works is, so it's
divination.
It's a 30-foot emanation from me, and I can choose any point in time 10 days ago, and I can see footprints and fingerprints, each with a different color for the number of individuals or creatures that moved through the 30-foot area within the 10-day span. So Thad's gonna see like he's gonna see multiple versions of the room, like peer out up to 10 different versions. He's gonna go, whoa, and the whoa is gonna echoes go, whoa, whoa, whoa. And then he's gonna be like, oh, and he notices he can select them, like selecting like on a touchscreen. And he's gonna do 5 days ago.
Okay.
That one. And so he's gonna peer 5 days into the past to see like how many creatures or beings interacted with this room.
So this is a great spell. So the most prominent set of footprints that you see look like some sort of half-elf, female half-elf footprints. You see hundreds of them going back and forth to the different shelves, to the different walls, and up and down the stairs, based on where you're standing. You can also see footprints, multiple sets of goblin-sized footprints from today, this morning, as well as several footprints of what looks to be a giant hamster. You do not see any hobgoblin footprints. You also see tons of fingerprints from presumably the same creatures.
And it's only goblin and elf looking and hamster looking prints.
Correct.
And so that's gonna call up. He's like, because I like to imagine like he did it 5 days ago. He picked it, and then like watching like a video recording on your phone, it like plays back starting from 5 days ago to now, and he can watch like the footprints go to the book. A fingerprint appears, and then like watch it. And so he watches this. And he's like, and would he know? Would Thad be able to put two and two together for that with the hamster and the goblins? That's probably the same tree.
Yeah, we don't have to roll for that. It would make a lot of sense with that, given what just transpired today.
And so Thad's gonna call up and he's gonna be like, those goblins that we killed, they came here, they looted the professor. I don't know where she went though, but they attacked it about a day ago. And that's his turn.
Right. We're going to go to Stu next. Stu, you hear all of this, as well as you can hear Edric heaving and flexing his muscles to save Aramis a moment ago. Stu, what would you like to do?
We gathered that information already from the hamster turned goblin, right?
It seems to confirm. So whatever, what Thad discovered seems to confirm what the hamster turned back into a goblin told you earlier today.
Okay. So I'll just start coming back up the stairs and see. We kind of haven't really gone anywhere else. And I'll head up this way and just I head off to this side of the house, like where the cat is.
As you get closer to where Cat is, you can definitely see and hear the creaking beams above that are threatening to fall on top of directly where Cat is currently standing.
Do I know that... Has Cat been pet before? You touch Cat?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, Adam isn't never been particularly fond of the cat, but
The cat's not a ghost. The
no,
cat's
you can touch it.
corporeal.
Corporeal, yeah. Yes.
I will... Can I use my action to dash and just try to, like, pick the cat up and... Is this a door?
Where are you
right
pointing?
there behind the cat?
Yes, well, we'll count that as a door as well.
I'll just, like, run past the cat, grab it, and then just go out into this porch area.
Okay. So I have to think, what kind of action is that? What would
If we count cat as an object, it can be a free object interaction.
yeah, I would imagine that the cat would react negatively. I think it's a member of the party.
Yeah, the cat would. I think I would allow you to do it. Improvise.
It's also not a real cat, meaning it's more like a magical cat.
Yeah, and the cat is very light. So we'll say that as an object interaction, you can pick up the cat, and then because we're out of battle, I'll allow you to open the door.
Yeah, I'll just like, I won't even open it. I'll just like bust through it.
Give me a strength check then. Stu, the tiefling.
Open thing.
It's not an open
12.
door. 12. Well, fortunately, all
The way
these.
the rest of this house is going, I don't think this house is very
Yeah,
strong.
it's a very flimsy. Fortunately, it's a very flimsy wooden door worn down by other weapons that have tried to chop it down. So with a 12, you're able to escape with the cat in your arms. Into the rain, outside, onto the patio. And that's the end of your movement. Do you have any bonus actions?
No.
Alright. Next to act is Aramis, currently free of the beams that had fallen on top of him. However, now there are beams blocking exit from the front door of the house.
Oh, that's not
Yeah.
Okay. I look at Edred. Thank you very much. That was bad. Fab, have you found anything interesting down there?
Bunch of books, bunch of damage. The goblins came down here, though. Ransacked the place.
Yeah, I think we have a bigger problem. The house is collapsing. We have to leave. There's nothing down there. I haven't perceived any magic. If you haven't found anything, please don't die down there.
All right.
What I have to do is, Edric, we have to leave. The house is falling. And so I spend the whole time doing movement, as much movement as I can, dashing.
Yeah,
as
dash
well.
would be the best.
Yeah. Of course, I cannot go. You said that I cannot go on top, so I have to go from
Yep.
down here, basically.
Yep.
Okay. So my movement is 30, right? Yes. So it means I can do 60. So it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. The door is open, right?
Yeah, the door's already open.
So technically 60 is down here.
Okay.
If you don't kill me in the meantime.
We'll count it. Aramis, as you exit the house, you notice the beams above where Cat was standing a moment ago look like they're about to fall. The house looks like it's going to fall apart in less than a minute.
Okay, yeah. And then I look, thank you, Sue, and Cat. And I move I want the sending stone. What I assume is a sending stone.
You summon Cat over, and Cat is carrying this little leather pouch in its mouth. And you can see inside the pouch is another fragment of this milky stone that looks almost identical to the stone that you recovered earlier from the lockbox that the hobgoblin Grox was carrying. But I think you're out of action, so you can't really inspect the stone until a later turn.
Yep. It's okay.
Simone!
I'm running away from this house.
Through the door that Aramis just opened?
And I have just enough movement to do it.
Yeah. Okay, so you're outside also in the rain.
Examine the stone stand.
Oh, you want to have a look at the stone? Give me a perception check. Or wait, did you want to have a look, or did you want to interact with it? Sorry, I misheard.
I want to hear what's the message in there.
Okay, Aramis, do you allow?
No.
No? Wow.
No, I know. If I have the stone, it's a non-magical object, I would go listening first. And then I would give it to you, but I think...
As a reaction, Aramis is protesting and preventing you from grabbing the stone and interacting with it, Simone.
Especially if you jump at me to take the opposite. I'm like, what? What's happening?
Alright. I end my turn then.
Yeah. As Simone is denied interaction with the stone. We're going to go to Edric last for this round. As Edric, you're hearing the walls continue to clatter and shake as the rain keeps battering down the house, and you are worried that it is going to fall apart in less than a minute.
Let's see if I can... Going here, that's 20 feet. I'm going to dash. I think I'm going to dash.
Okay.
Going here would be 20 feet, and then going from here to the door would be 20 feet. And then out the door, 10 feet. And that's 60, right? Because my movement speed is 30, and it doubles my movement speed.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm going to go right here. I'm going to go right here, so that I can definitely avoid all the difficult terrain.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to go right here. And I'm right next to Simone.
Edric, you've successfully exited the house, and right when you exit, this whole area where Cat was standing becomes difficult terrain as beams from the ceiling crash down onto the wooden floor below. So as this round ends, the only person left inside the house is Thad, currently in the basement. All of you outside are noticing that the rain is continuing, and you kind of got to figure out where you want to go. But we're going to start this next round with Thad.
So when Aramis called down, Thad was still kind of mystified about what he just did with the footprint, so he wasn't really listening. So he was like, yeah. But then he heard the creaking, and he's like, "Ooh, time to go." And so I have a question with the stairs.
Yes.
So I'm in the basement, but would I have to go this way to get the staircase, or would I be able to go vertical this way?
To go vertical, you have to climb. So I would ask you to do a check.
Sorry. Not to climb. I mean, like, to access the case. Could I go? Could I go horizontal to access it, or would I have to start diagonal?
You'd have to start diagonal, like going to the base of the staircase. That would be 20 feet. And then from there, it would be another 25 feet to get in the doorway, and then 30 feet to exit.
And then, if it's difficult terrain, so would you count each square as 10 feet instead of 5 feet?
Correct.
Alright, so that's 10, 20, 30, and then 40, 50, 60.
Mm-hmm.
And then, alright, so what I'm going to do, though, is that's going to be like, so seeing so before he got the realization of that he has to go, Thad was trying to summon his mage hand net again to fish out a book. He's like, yeah, no. And nothing was happening. And then what he sees in the corner is that same dark cloaked figure that he first saw in the mirror. And the figure is going to be like, run. And that's what triggers that to be like, ooh, time to go. And so that's gonna. So I'm gonna do action, bonus action, and my bonus action I'm telling you right now is adrenaline rush, while my main action is dash. So that's gonna enable me to dash twice and move 120 feet.
That's good. Okay.
And so that means that's just gonna book it.
Yeah.
And then the other 60 feet will enable me to get outside.
Yep.
As that just books it over the terrain. As he's huffing and puffing, he's like, this place gives me the creeps. We just keep moving.
That as you cross the threshold and exit, you are guessing that you're estimating that the structure is becoming more and more unsteady and dilapidated as it continues to like warp in on itself. These wooden walls and sort of like shaken floorboards that you think it's going to be less than a minute before the whole house falls apart.
We should run, and that's turn.
Okay. All of you are outside. Where the animals currently are, you know that would be the road that continues on to Wereborough, which is the town that Whamsy had sent you to. So the rain is continuing to come down. If this house is not appropriate shelter for you and your cargo, you might want to consider another direction.
Can I just go check the stables and just kind of see what state they're in?
Yeah.
If they're in the same sort of rundown state as the rest of the house, or...
Okay. So, what's interesting about this area is that these stables do not look disturbed in terms of the rest of the house. This particular area that you're standing in front of, you can see like anvil, tongs, hammers, nails, horseshoes, or some sort of animal shoes, lots of leather straps and reins, as well as several undisturbed bags of feed.
I'll just kind of bang on the corner a little bit, and does it shake or fall?
So
down?
it doesn't shake or fall. It doesn't look like you're getting any response or echo. But it's not large enough to house all of you and your belongings. So, but it does look like it is sturdy.
So I'll just let the group know, like, hey, we could stay in here and wait out the storm if we want, or we can keep going.
Okay, first thing I do actually though is trying to listen to Sending Stone.
Okay, Aramis.
I mean, I move.
Yeah.
Is there anything on top of me? Is the house going to collapse on me where I am?
Not
Maybe I'll
immediately.
just move back here.
Yeah, that is the point. And then I want to listen to the Sending Stone, and whatever I hear, I immediately repeat to the others.
Okay. You hear the same whispering female voice from earlier. And this stone says, first message, for any chance of success, send Edric, and the rest of the sentence seems missing. For any chance of success, send Edric. Could you make a wisdom or investigation check based on this information, Aramis?
I'm going to go with investigation because I have +7.
Wow!
I got a 14.
14 is excellent. Okay, so Aramis is going to learn a couple of things. Based on the size and shape of this stone compared to the first stone that you discovered, this stone looks like part 1 of a message. And the stone that you found from the lockbox Grox had stolen seems to be part 3 of the message. So there is something missing in the middle, which means either there is another stone somewhere, or maybe you should find Professor Cherryfellow, who can tell you what this might be.
I explained that to the others. Gentlemen, the house, we haven't found any trace of the wizard. The rain is not going to be our friend, so it feels the safest option, even if it's uncomfortable, is that we stay in the barn waiting for the rain to, put ourselves on the road right now. But there's some pieces are missing. We have to do something about that. But we have no trace of the professor, unfortunately. If not, she has a strange reading books.
Being from this area and kind of knowing who Cherryfellow is, sort of, do I know of any connection between the Dubooms and this area? Like, is that a family that I would have been familiar with, either buying meat from us or, we would have taken meat to, or things like that?
Okay, so I can answer that, but I'm wondering if you would be willing to ask Thad anything about his family background before I respond.
Yeah, I mean, I think, I'll look over at Thad and just ask him, Thad, where did you say you're from? Are you from here?
That I am from. Hold on.
As you look up your notes.
As I look up my notes of where I'm from.
Is it Novum Infernum?
That's where Thad's like birth parents were from.
Okay.
So I was found in Novum as a baby, but I never specified where I was from. So question to you, Matt. So do you want me to just make up where the Dubooms lived, or do you want to answer that of like where the Dubooms actually live?
So you can. Maybe I'll leave this up to you to decide, because some of the other party members know that you used to dine with your family members. They don't know which family members at Chef Whamsy's restaurant when Thad was younger. It's likely that they would have spent time, if not they're currently living, somewhere in central Virlinia.
And we are in central
Which is the
Virlinia,
province
right?
you're currently in, correct.
Yeah. So Thad's he's like, well, the family is from here. Never let me explore all that much outside the mansion, though. Shipped me away to boarding schools, then the university to study. So kept me pretty sheltered. But they are from here.
Here, like Hazelward?
They're big, nice estate. They made their money transmuting acorns into precious metals. Made a killing selling it to blacksmiths or anyone else. They could essentially just make whatever they wanted.
So do I know of this in Hazelward or just around? Because the Chef Wamsey's restaurant is not Hazelwood. I'm just from there.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just like a different part of central Virlinia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think I'm trying to rack my brain and think of any sort of Daboom connections.
Mm-hmm. It might make sense if Stu understands that this family has money, that maybe they have more than one home, and their home base might be Hazelwood, or it could be that's where some of their business is, and they have another place that's more their residence versus their like summer home or place connected to their work. But it could also make sense for part of Thad's backstory that their fortune came from growing up around Hazelwood, but they never interacted very much with people involved in butchery or the food trade. But I'll allow like that to kind of decide how to play that.
I would say that this is one of their like cottages.
Okay.
Their main residence is actually in the same area where like the grand like wizard like magic university is.
Okay.
That's where they actually live.
Okay.
And so like they have like a cottage here to oversee one of their many like business buildings where they transmute anything for like a fee. So like they could transmute butter into milk, they could do milk into beef, depending, and how much you're willing to pay is how much they're willing to how far from like one thing to another they're willing to transmute. And which that would point out is like, well, I say they're from here. I say they live here, but it's really they just stop in for the night when they're checking out one of their businesses in Hazelwood. They actually live near the university. That's where they actually live. Mm-hmm. Never been in the cottage myself. Never let me come here. Never let me really live the house, but I'm sure one of the waitstaff will let me in. I am part of the family.
What if this was the cottage?
This ain't the cottage, mate. Their buildings are protected by a bunch of wards. They pay good money for those.
I'm just trying to think of why Cherryfellow wants you so bad.
Oh, I'm sure she don't want me, mate. I'm
no,
adopted.
You're not Edric.
And I'm not Edric either.
Damn. Did this whole conversation thinking you were Edric.
The Dabooms are they're elves, mate. And if you haven't noticed, I'm not an elf.
I can see how you would get it mixed up, though. I am an elf.
Well, seeing as
you look so similar.
Seeing Edric's mighty muscles, I can see where you got confused.
Since you know the area, how far is the town from here?
You would know that it's quite close. This is on the main road to get to Wereborough, so it would only take you 20, maybe 25 minutes because of the rain.
That's good.
Oh, can we just go to my house?
Well, Hazelwood, you'd have to cross back the river.
Oh, so it's backwards.
Yeah.
That's going to interject, and he's going to be like, I know it's raining, but it's still only like 20 minutes away. Hazelwood, we could just push through, get there, stay at a nice cottage.
Definitely better than that place.
Sounds good.
The teeny tiny barn with mess all around. I'm in the cart, and I move into the cart. The covered cart.
Before Thad goes to drive, I'm gonna open up the workshop and could I do an investigation check for perception to just see if I find anything out of place other than tools?
Are you talking about the same area that Stu was studying?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Make an investigation check.
Actually, no, the physical dice were nicer to me, so I have a +0, so it's just a straight roll.
Okay.
Never mind, they're mean too. It's a 2.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing... You find all the same stuff that Stu found. So Nothing additional to report. The faint smell of turnips and carrots is in the air.
That's like, all right. And he's just gonna get back into the cart and start driving again.
So we're headed to Wereborough.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna refresh the map. Give me a moment. Along with their cargo, our party follows the road from Cherryfellow Manor to the entrance of an unwalled town of under 1,000 residents, where you see mostly one-story homes with red, brown, or orange-painted wooden rooftops. This is Wereborough. Divided into several districts, the main square of Wereborough is called Castle Ward. The party has already crossed Daggercrest Street, which is where the courier's office is, to Castle Ward, which is about 100 meters square. It's a pretty big central square of this town. The handful of greengrocers in the square have all but departed. You see heads of cabbage and cauliflower that have been thrown on the ground. No one's going to buy those. The weather has disrupted their plans for day trading. To the northeast area of this square is the main trade district, where you can find items, magical shops, and mundane shops as well. Twilight Village is the district to the north, where there are churches honoring many an elven and druidic deity. And finally, sprawling out of the northernmost part of town is the newest part of Wereborough, a district called New City. New City has a road that continues west out of central Virlinia to the Deerwood province. Wereborough, from what you know about it, is a relatively peaceful and independent village in the province of the Seven Sisters. Could all of you collectively make an investigation check? So I'm going to take the average of everybody. Could all of you make an investigation check, and then I'll ask you what you'd like to do. Okay, see 13 from Thad, 9 from Stu, 17 from Simone. Aramis got an 8. Edric, what'd you get?
19 plus 3 for 22.
Okay, that's very good. So as a group, you are guessing you should probably check out Castle Ward first and find a location where you can find someone to ask where the wizard might be. Maybe the main pub.
Yep, Thad's gonna find a place to park the animals, and once they're taken care of, he's gonna just tip the attendant and be like, "Right, well, oh," hands out effectively, being like, "Hey, we're getting a drink, right?"
Only if they have a magical drink.
Oh, sounds good.
Drink sounds really
As
good.
long as they also have bedrooms, I need to rest.
A drink sounds very good after a day like this. They're going to charge you 12 silvers to mind the cargo and animals. But they're glad to take your money, as Wereborough streets are mostly empty, as people have gone indoors, shuttering their homes, and you can see tons of smoke coming out of chimneys surrounding the main square, because people do not want to be outside in the rain. The only light that you see and sound that you can tell that is giving you any bit of joy is a 2-story stone-built tavern called the Stumble Inn. There's no sign outside of this inn, but it's clearly the main building in the center of Castle Ward. The only object indicating that this is the Stumble Inn is a tasseled rectangular flag with an image of a boot print on a green background. Both Stu and Thad would know that this is the main tavern of Castle Ward and the main tavern of Wereborough, and that's what the meaning of this flag is. So as you approach this area and leave your cargo and animals, you can hear joyous, bouncy music playing from inside. Fiddles, drums, crashing cymbals, and a somewhat happy crowd of afternoon revelers drinking something alcoholic. Outside of this inn are a few sad-looking donkeys hitched to the post outside, getting drenched in the rain, as well as a half-empty wheelbarrow with some kind of water-resistant blanket and crates underneath. But judging from the lack of animals and cargo parked outside, you don't think the place is totally crowded, but something is drawing you in, like the rain, as well as all this music coming from inside. The front door to the pub is partially ajar. What would you all like to do?
Straight to the bar.
Yeah, I think keep going.
At the pub's front door, which is partially ajar, all of you can see built into the front door is a limbo stick. And you need to be able to duck underneath to enter the bar. You can see into the pub, and there's one main long bar facing you with a large, colorful poster that reads, "Anyone ableist, homophobic, or racist, or sexist will be shown the door." And underneath that script is a picture of a big boot print. Whoever is leading the party, or like first to enter the area, you can also see there are several clusters of wooden tables and chairs around a large well that is set into the floor of this inn, as well as some stairs that go up to presumably where the rooms are, should you want to take a nap or spend the evening. As they see whoever is leading the party, the crowd notices you. They stop clinking glasses, they stop breakdancing, and they stop rolling dice, and all of a sudden they start chanting. They start chanting at you. Everybody that you can see in the pub looks like gnomes and halflings, a lot of short people in this pub. And as they see whoever is leading the party, they're shouting at you, "Limbo! Limbo! Limbo! Limbo!" They're shouting louder and louder and encouraging you to come in the bar. And they're laughing and cackling and drinking and clinking glasses with one another. So it looks like they are telling you to get into the bar, you need to do a limbo.
How far up is the limbo beam from like the ground?
If we imagine the door is slightly over 6 foot tall, it's just about 3 foot high. So someone like Simone wouldn't be too hard. But someone like Stu or Thad might be a little challenging.
Would that be athletics or acrobatics to try to do it?
I'm going to call this acrobatics. And I'd like to
Or
know,
performance, one of those three.
I'm going to call it acrobatics, and I'd like to know who would like to go first.
I would.
Edric. How tall are you, Edric?
I'll
Remind us.
follow.
Yeah. No, there was a pause, so I decided, why not?
Edric, do it. Let's roll acrobatics for us, please.
All right.
And tell us, and then describe how you're doing your limbo.
There we go. I got a 10.
Okay.
All right. I just kind of, you know what? Since I'm bold, I try to do like the full like back on your like heels thing, like Neo from the Matrix. And yes, but I keep my arms like down to try to keep balance. And that's how I do it.
As you try to enter the threshold, your knees buckle and you fall, causing 1 point of back pain damage. The entire pub starts laughing and pointing at you, saying, "Newbie! Newbie! Newbie!"
I hang my head in shame.
And as you hang your head in shame, the attendant asks you for a cover charge of 1 silver piece to get in.
I'm too like, my reputation is besmirched at this point.
Edric, because you're the...
It's down.
How will you live this down? Edric, as you can... So I'm going to revise the map in a moment, but Edric, you're the first one in, and you can see on the western wall is where the main bar is. On the eastern wall, you see mounted on the wall are 3 taxidermied heads of animals. A wolf, a bear, and an owl bear. Okay, a wolf, a bear, and an owl bear. Everybody in this pub is a halfling or a gnome, except a curious blonde-haired elf figure who is drinking and playing dice in the northeast corner of the room. She's got thick, wire-rimmed eyeglasses, purple brocaded robes, like this glorious, like, eggplant-colored robes, lots of wrinkles in her forehead, and a stack of books next to her, stacked on the floor. And when you walk in, Edric, you can hear this woman saying, she's rolling dice, and she's saying, "Mama's gonna roll a 7! Mama's gonna roll a 7, you gambling tramps! Mama's gonna roll a 7!"
Okay.
And that's what you see on the way in. Who's entering the room next?
I can.
Alright, Simone, I'm gonna ask you for an acrobatics check at advantage because you're quite short.
Yes, I'm 3'6". I'm gonna stick to that number. 8 and 14.
Simone, describe for us how you're doing your limbo.
Okay, I actually don't do a limbo. I back off a few feet and then I charge, and when I go near the beam, I crouch and slide my knee and shin across the floor. Smooth ride into the bar.
The entire crowd erupts with raucous cheers, and they're clapping, "Free drink! Free drink! Free drink!" And the bar's main server appears on roller skates. He is a balding dwarf, almost the same height as you, with red beard hair fashioned in 2 identical goatees. So he got 2 goatees. He's wearing tight denim jean shorts, and he's whizzing by in roller skates, carrying a tray of shots in his palm. And he says to you, "Free drink! You're gonna get wet if you stand in my way. Grab it before I go."
Thank you. And I'm gonna hand my drink to Edric, who
Okay.
probably needs it more than I do.
I say thank you. Thank you. That was embarrassing, even for me.
Edric, are you gonna drink this drink?
Yes, I will drink this drink.
Edric, it is an alcoholic shot of, like, cinnamon chai mixed with rum.
Ooh,
It's pretty delicious.
that sounds lovely.
And you can see from the signs on the wall that you could get pretty wasted pretty quickly because it's only another silver piece for every additional shot of that cocktail.
All right.
Um,
I was gonna put forth 1 silver piece so that
Okay.
Simone can get 1 too.
all right. Is anybody else entering the pub next?
Thad's gonna go, but he's gonna ask Edric for a dab for guidance to get that before he tries to do the limbo.
Okay.
And so now I'm gonna do acrobatics.
Yep. Tell us how you do this, Thad.
Yep, Thad is muscle, not very flexible, so instantly, like, he tries to, like, bend down, but, like, once he reaches 90 degrees, he just ends up just, like, collapsing, as he's not used to having to bend 90 degrees in, like, a non-instant combat kind of scenario, and so he just instantly just, like, falls on his butt. He's like, but he just laughs it off. He gets up, and then he goes to the bar, and he's like, "Drinks on the house!" And he's going to not drinks on the house, drinks around on me for the house, and he's gonna go, and so he's gonna buy a round of drinks for everyone at the bar.
Okay. So, I think there's like maybe 15 people. It's a silver per drink, so 15 silver.
Adventurers are so rich, y'all. Truly. We earn more in a year than what farmers make. No, we earn more from one adventure than what farmers make in a year.
Well, yeah, that's only 2 gold for Thad. That's with change. That's like telling the bartender to keep the change.
The dwarf server who introduces himself as Boo Boo also demands 1 silver cover charge from you, Thad.
Yep, that would be included in the 2 gold total
Got
he
it.
pays.
Aramis, I think you're up next. You're gonna limbo into this pub?
Of course I would not. I think I just stop. I look at the bar and I'm like, are we sure there's not a high-end place? It's gonna be a nightmare sleeping here. And then I just go under the limb. Like, I don't do any of it.
Okay.
I just to go inside.
The dwarf on roller skates comes by swinging around with the drinks and says, "Landlubbers pay 2 silver to get in."
Okay, 2 silvers it is. I'm sure we can afford it. What is that you're serving?
It's called dirty chai.
Oh, a Cabernet Sauvignon for me. Thank you very much. And I move.
He looks at you and doesn't understand what you're saying and roller skates away.
Thad shoves.
Service use is terrible.
Thad shoves a shot into Aramis's hand, and he's like, "Mate, these are the working people. They don't drink wine. They drink liquor and ale. Blend in."
Why? Are they hurt that they're using this?
No, mate. It gets the job done quicker, cheaper.
Oh. Okay, let me try if it works with cheese. Thank you.
Thad sighs at the mention of cheese, and he's like,
Aramis, based on your decision on how you entered the pub, you get a loud round of boos from folks, and this conspicuous blonde-haired woman with the eyeglasses who is gambling in the corner shouts at you, "You're no fun!" Awkward. Not fun at all. I would never want to talk to
sorry.
you.
Well, who cares? Do I like, is that the person with the books?
Yes, this is the person with the big
Do
sack
I
of books
recognize
next to
any of
her
the books?
boots. Stu, how will you enter this pub?
Stu can't even enter the door without
That's
ducking.
right. Stu's too tall.
How is this limbo bar attached? Is it just like a rod?
Yeah. It's like a
Like
dowel
not
spanning.
actually attached to the structure?
It is attached to both sides of the doorway. Yeah.
Oh. I'll look at Simone, or I'll just yell towards Simone. I say, Simone, I might need some help in a second. And I'm just going to brute force rip the pole out. As I'm saying in Gnomish.
Okay.
Loud enough for everyone to hear. In a joking, very like high. I don't know, not high-minded, but like I'm obviously joking, I'm being sarcastic, I'm having fun with it. It's like, oh, I see how it is. Just a tavern for gnomes, a tavern for halflings. This is blatant heightism. I've got more meat in my leg than you've got in your entire bar right now. You want me to twist and turn into a question mark just to pay you money to get beverages at a bar that won't even let someone in the door because the door is too short. We just came from a house, that fell down because of shoddy workmanship, and if this bar is built by those same people, I don't think you should be letting anyone in here, no matter what size they are. But if you're not going to let tall people in, then that is a problem with you, and you all need to leave according to that sign. Asshole.
Whoa.
And I'm just gonna like bust down the thing as I do it with a smile on my face the whole time.
You don't have to roll for this.
Then they don't.
You don't have to roll for this because it's actually very, very easy to knock this like pole out of its slots built into the doorway. You get a loud round of boos from the crowd, and this professor standing next to her book shouts at you, your reputation here is as dead as my pigs. And it's at this point that the bald server on roller skates skates up beside you and says, "This one's on me," and gives you the shot of dirty chai for free.
And I'll look at Simone and say, Simone, you know mending, right? Can you fix the bar, please? And I'll hold it up to like 6 feet. I'll hold it up to like 1 inch below the top of the door so you can mend it to fit back into that part instead of where it was.
Unfortunately, mending has a range of touch, so I cannot reach 6 feet.
Oh, I'll pick you up.
I can pick you up.
Appreciate that, Stu.
You can fit in the palm of my hand, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, shit.
The people in the pub kind of die down and actually move out of the way to welcome you into this space as you realize the stumble inn maybe is a safer place than at first glance based on how lively and joyous and dry it is inside here compared to the rain outside. And this is where we're going to have to stop for today. Let's go ahead and give everybody another 100, whatever you need to get to the next level. So what is it, 100, 150?
Do you want to rephrase that, or do you want?
I was gonna say, is that tailored per person, or is it
No.
a flat amount?
Let's.
I'll take the additional 1,000.
I'll take the XP, but
Whoever's closest to level
for a paladin.
whoever's closest to level 4, I want to make sure that they can start next session at level 4, whereas everybody else is going to need maybe one more session just to keep it fair for everyone. So let's say, what is it, 150?
65.
Yeah, I'm 65 too.
Okay, so let's give 150 to everybody.
Oh, wow. 150?
Yep. Let's also say that there's tons of hot food and other drinks available to help you kind of rest up after the rough morning and early afternoon you've had so far. So we can take care of that in the chat. And we'll be seeing each other again in a few weeks. Interesting. Yeah, anybody else who has questions about leveling up, let me know on Discord. We have plenty of time between now and
I'll be messaging you.
yeah. Knowledge about vegetables might be helpful in the next session.
Ooh. Oh, wait a second, Matt. I have
What?
a question.
Yes.
Can you make a channel for artwork? Or
Of course.
which channel should artwork go in?
Of course, or tavern is for everything, I think. Is it tavern or it might be general? I can't remember.
Excuse me.
Discord. Let me hop on there.
Excuse me.
General is for everything, including
general?
memes,
All right.
including art. Ooh, what's happening?
I drew a picture of Edric.
You drew a picture? Love
our
it.
Session today.
Love
Yes.
it.
I finally got around to it. I only had to do it during the session. There we are, and then I'll DM you I made the aspect ratio into a square, so that way you can set it as my
Ooh.
little thing here.
Avatar? Okay.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Avatar,
You forgot
thank
your earrings.
Oh, darn it. Okay.
Oh, that's
well,
true.
what's called? This is him pre everything.
Pre-earpiece.
Free earrings.
Session
Pre ear
one.
person.
Is Edric is still wearing the tiara?
Yes, the broken ass tiara. Yes. Throughout it all.
That's the
It's
item.
just-
Matt, you did not intend for that to be loot, right?
No, I bet you didn't.
I mean, one person's trash is another person's treasure.
Slay.
Ding.
Thank you, Matt.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
You're very welcome.
Yes,
Hope you had fun.
thank you.
and I'll see you in a few weeks.
Absolutely.
We'll see you on Discord.
All right.
Ciao. See ya.
See ya.
See ya.
Bye.